go get my CM8.
We're going to be important soon.
It's going to be
All right.
imminent soon.
Hold, please, for...
This will not
Hold
hurt.
for
We have
CoCoTALk.
stream. We have a stream.
Set the charges.
All right. Let's get this show on the road. We are here. We are live. We are sharing system sound. We've got a panel of luminaries. We've got ukuleles. We've got echoes. Where's that echo coming from? Is somebody else have their... That's me. That's me. How about that? Yeah. Yeah. Will that jerk turn off the sound on his computer?
10 demerits and a dock in your pay.
All right. Here we go, everybody.
CoCoTALK is an unscripted live broadcast. Anything can and will happen. The views and opinions expressed by members of the panel and the live audience are their own and not necessarily those of the CoCoTALK show, its sponsors, affiliates, or subsidiaries. Open minds encouraged, sense of humor recommended. If any off-color comments were made, we're sorry.
Hi, this is Dale Leader, designer of TRS 80 Color Baseball, and you're listening to CoCoTALk.
This is CoCoTALK, the world's leading live talk show featuring the Tandy Color computer. It's time to drop your socks and grab your real-time clocks, and let's rock.
CoCoTALK is rocking the 8-bit world, keeping the Tandy flame alive. We may be mocked, but we'll never stop, cause CoCoTALK is rocking the 8-bit world. CoCoTALK is rocking the 8-bit world, keeping the Tandy flame alive. We may be mocked, but we'll never stop, cause CoCoTALK is rocking the 8-bit world.
And good afternoon. Welcome to CoCoTALK episode 137. We've got an update from Ron Dalvo. We've got new VCC versions coming out. We've got new hardware, software. We've got a panel of luminaries, as we said before. And why don't we go around the panel? I believe we have a special guest as well. Ron, tell us what you're up to and what do you have planned to show us, and when would you like to show it? We can't hear you, Ron.
All right.
Okay, so
the idea is to have everybody else go ahead and do their thing, and then we'll run my Ron's Garage opening thing, and then
Why don't we go around the room, Rob?
Okay.
go
Now
right to it.
I picked a video at random from Stevie that said Ron's Garage, so it could be literally anything that's happened in your garage recently, but we'll find out.
Okay. Can't be too embarrassing.
I hope not. Well, let's go into the car. There's always a roving reporter here at CoCoTALK. Terry Steggy.
Hi guys, how's it going, everybody?
I believe, Terry, you're on your way somewhere very interesting. What are you doing out there?
Yeah, I'm actually on a vintage computer run into Nebraska, so wish me luck. They'll run, and one of them I'm pretty excited about. It unfortunately, it's not a Tandy, but it's a CPM, Commodore CPM. So we'll see what happens. But there is a Tandy 1000. What is it? The RLX also down here. So I'm going to try for both of them.
Well, it's interesting you brought up Commodore because today is the World of Commodore conference up in Toronto, I believe, and Jim Brain is out there.
Oh yeah.
And
it is. I heard that.
and if he doesn't get a chance to call in this week, hopefully he can give us an update next week on that. But maybe later in the show we can talk about our memories of Commodore and how Coco kind of fit into the whole picture back in the day. Speaking of 6502 based computers, we have an expert in 6502, a man who knows his way around an Apple, Mr. Mark D. Overholzer.
Thank you. I also know my way around the Commodore too. We've had one since 1986.
Oh, there you go. Well, you would be very appropriate for Commodore talk later in the show.
Yes, I will be.
Anything else you've got going on, Mark, that we should know about?
Not at the moment. Lots of irons in the fire, but nothing to announce. But I'm here.
Okay, continuing around here, back to clockwise. Jason Reichert, Australian product namer and
present
and hardware creator of things with switches.
And some of even have 2 switches.
That's right. How many switches, but how much would you pay now for all those
Don't answer
switches?
yet. And for only an additional cost of a second item, we'll send you a second item.
As seen on TV.
2 for the price of 2.
What's up, Jason? You're usually in the car, and you're back at the home office today.
I'm in the home office today, yes. Doing some rearranging the home office. Got a bookshelf over back that way. Working on getting my Coco stuff on it and having everything organized here and organizing my workspace, and then get my nose back to the grindstone and get some things out of here that need to be shipped out and that kind of thing. But
Don't forget to store your ukulele behind your car tire.
Oh yes,
Right behind
you know what?
the rear tire.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Behind the rear tire.
And then back out.
Okay. Don't back out. But actually, anybody who got a Joey, I'll go ahead and bring this up. This is kind of an update here. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this on camera, but we're going to have a little bit of a labeling update to the Joey. Anyone who has already received their Joey will be receiving a labeling update here. See, I still haven't got this right. Holding this camera, we're going to have a left-right sticker on the front ports, make things a little easier, and then on the rear ports, just an indicator label on the back there to show. Connect this one to the right port, connect that one to the left port, that sort of thing. And
but is this looking at the Coco, or if you're behind the Coco?
Well, it's if you're looking at the back of the box and you take that wire, and because the back of the Coco is marked, so you would the one that's marked connect the left joystick port, you would literally connect to the one that's marked on the back of your color computer left joystick port. That's
label it the way Jason just did.
Yeah.
So it's left and right.
Any ones that go out after today or later will have the updated labeling and
at the same price.
Oh, yeah, at the same price. Yeah, it's the same price, right? How much would you pay? Don't answer yet. And anybody who's ordered one will have new labels shipped out to them here in the near future. So if you get an envelope in the mail that's full of stickers, you'll know why.
So this is the F25-2.
Yeah, this is the Joey controller switch. Is this a firmware update? I don't. That's all I have right now. I just.
Let me ask you.
Thank you for doing that. That's really nice.
Having fun with the new label maker, and that was some suggestions from the community. Like, well, this would look cool. I said, you know what? You're right. Let's do it.
I have a technical question. If you reverse those, could you possibly just make the switch and it would still be okay? I mean, not going to smoke nothing.
Like no, you won't smoke anything. It'll just be backwards.
Right. So you just
left will be right, right will be left, up will be down.
Streams.
Cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria.
Don't cross the streams, man.
If I cross my eyes, do it, I'll be okay.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
All right. Thanks.
Well, in the live chat, we've got a whole bunch of people here. We've got Nick Maroto. We've got Al Hartman. Says, hey, Stevie. Sorry about that, Al. Dave and Sharon Veery are the first timers. Welcome to
Yes,
CoCoTALK.
first timers.
First timers, and we're definitely apologize to Dave and Sharon. Mark B. We have CM Shazam says hello. Tim Franklin.
I guess I should mention one other thing, that all Joey purchases come with a free download of Nightmare Highway.
That's true. Yes, I'm getting to that special announcement here as well.
Nightmare Highway.
Dave and Sharon say, I have a 1 or 2 meg on my Coco 2 back in 1990 with fun things like RAM discs. Now I have a Coco 2 I want to build up, perhaps even with USB. Well, it's a good time to be a fan of the Coco 2 with Ed Snyder's at zipsterzone.com has a whole bunch of stuff coming out for that. So, and there's something called a Moo, which has 512K of memory that you can use. Let's see here.
Says
and
eat more chicken.
And a port of OS 9 level 2 for it, and Fusix.
That's right. And then, of course, we can't forget Ken Reichert and Nightmare Highway, which is now, 99% off? But you can get it here, and we'll have a Nightmare Highway commercial for you. If you paid anything, you paid too much. I believe that's...
How much do I have to pay to not have Nightmare Highway?
That's $99.95, I believe.
Well, speaking of
shipping.
Speaking of someone who's always excited about specials and discounts, and recently hooked me up with a $5 Steam controller, a man who's still on mute but usually has a lot to say, David Ladd.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everybody's ready for today's show. I'm certainly ready. I've been busy with all kinds of tinkering and modifications and socketing stuff. Unfortunately, it's not Coco related, but you know what? It's still retro, so I still gotta love it. Oh, I gotta love it. I gotta love it.
We love all things retro, absolutely.
So, David, sock it to me?
Oh, yes, I'll sock it to you.
I think actually, yeah, I think somebody else put a socket in my Commodore. I think that was Tom. I think you donated the socket, so there you go.
Yes, I've got sockets, and my 40 pins just showed up today, so I get to finish my socketing project.
Well,
okay. Again, this time again with more enthusiasm, David.
Now, I have almost no idea what David just said, but he is definitely excited. And someone new to the panel, Eddie. Do we need an introduction for Eddie, or Ron? Do you want to?
Hi, Eddie.
Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Hey, hello all. Do you hear me?
We can. Yes.
Yeah, well, I'm here to introduce the real Coco Cat. So basically, this is Billy, and so he enjoys my collection of computers a lot. For those who don't know me, I collect mainly TRS-80, and of course I have many Cocos, and in my younger years I used to sell them. I was working at Radio Shack, so and
Were you working in Canada?
Yeah, I was working in Cowansville. It's a small town very close to the New Hampshire and Vermont borders.
So you've heard the Coco Do commercial that we play and understood it?
Of course.
No, I heard it can't be understood because the French is too
broken.
Well, be careful about what you say.
We had a French-speaking person from the community said that the singers were hard to understand because of a particular regional accent.
Well,
I don't know he wasn't any more specific than that.
Well, it's not all the ads actually. There were many ads here in Quebec which were of a lot of unequal quality. So some of them were better than others. And
so did you work at Radio Shack a long time?
Actually, for about good question. Probably around 5-6 years.
Huh.
It was a great school for me, and since then I've had many jobs where I had to be involved with customer service. And I must say that Radio Shack at the time, maybe some of you may know about this, but when we were working at Radio Shack, we had VHS tapes that we had to listen at home on our own time, and so yeah, there were many of those tapes that were actually about customer service, what to do, what not to do. So those were all things that I was able to use later on in life.
I think I saw one of those on YouTube. Someone put one up on YouTube, I think.
Oh yeah, well, I'd love to see it and remember.
There's all kinds of them, like from different companies, like Wendy's and Radio Shack, and all kinds of like, promotion, employee training videos and that. I love watching those.
Yeah, I think that I don't know if it's the same for some of you, but now when I go in stores, I just feel so many times that the people trying to serve you, they don't know what they're selling. They don't, and sometimes they don't even care. So anyway, we won't do like old people do usually, and blast.
Darn millennials! Welcome to darn millennials.
Yeah.
Get off my lawn.
Exactly. Actually, later on in the show, if you want, I could show you some things that one of my friends is doing with all the computers that can't be that I tried to repair and that can't be repaired.
Okay.
He's actually making jewelry out of that. So if you want to take 2-3 minutes for that, I
Sure.
could go and pick some up and show that to you later if it's
Sure.
it's.
Hey Eddie, how do you say your last name?
Well, the SZC, SZC is actually like a sh, so you actually say Szczerbiński.
Oh.
So my
it looks
brother.
so complicated.
Yeah, well, actually, Polish. I've been trying. I've been learning Polish, and Polish is actually so simple if you compare it to English and French, because there are no exceptions. And also, it's what you write is what you say, and what you say is what you write. So there's no. It's much easier than we think, but and as a matter of fact, my brother is a radio host in Montreal, and maybe once or twice a year there is someone calling the radio station saying, "Hey, this guy is not saying his name right, because my brother on radio, he says Szczerbiński." So but it's all right. It's all right if you want to simplify and say Szczerbiński. It's all right with me.
Cool.
Well, welcome, Eddie, and we can do a couple of minutes for you to go over your what you want to show, maybe right before the news.
I have no problem. I'll go get some. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do that right away. So I'll be ready.
Okay.
Great. Okay. Thanks. Well, we'll come back. Definitely welcome to the show. Nick Marotta from L Canada.
Good day.
Or is that L Curtis from L Marotta? I don't know.
We're all named L.
Yes, I think so. Anything you've got going on? I know you. Yeah.
No, it's been a pretty quiet week. I got my Joey last week, which I've been still enjoying this week. Every time I play a game.
Oh, the cartoon strip?
No. Oh man, yeah. You threw me off.
There's a lot of.
Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
There's a lot of Joeys.
Yeah.
But yes, I've been enjoying that, and other than that, it's been pretty quiet this week.
do you get up late at night and just walk over to the Joey and just start changing the switches?
Actually, I bring it to bed with me sometimes.
Yeah, well.
So, I mean, that might be too much information. I'm sorry, Jason.
Well, well,
Won't be taking that one on a return.
There's no warranty for rollovers.
Oh, darn.
Yes. Well, my Hollywood squares got all mixed up here, so I'm going to pop over to Chet Simpson, who has a very, very big update on Digger 3, I believe. Chet, were we going to save that for next week, or you want to talk about it now?
Actually, I mean, there are some things that have been happening with Digger. I mean, I did post the quick promo that it is going to be released soon. I'm looking at somewhere around into this month to middle of January. I've got quite a few things that I've got to finish up and tweak out. And then I was going to bring a video in today. Unfortunately, I did not have time to cut it down, and it ran a little bit longer than I was expecting. It ended up being about 30 minutes, so I've got to go in and try to shave some stuff off. But that'll be available sometime within the next week. And it goes over some of the basics and introduction of using some of the tools that I've created for working on Digger, and some of the things that'll be coming out for that. And Paul Thayer, he hopped on last night and was kind enough to kind of help out with that. I'm helping him get started and set up using that. So it was really helpful to get that video with particularly with his questions on it. So it'll be something nice to watch through next week.
Okay. And do you have a YouTube channel or anywhere you're regularly posting content that we should be aware of?
Not really. I've been thinking about it. I'll probably set up a YouTube channel or something that I can host it on. Plus, I've got a ton of pictures and a couple of videos I've been taking, because I've still got eight packages to unpack and a CM8 to go down and pick up right now. So
With the door?
No, it's down at the front office. So
does it have the door?
Yes, it does.
Yay!
Yes, that was
nice.
That was when I saw it, I snatched it up without hesitation.
That's rarer than an X-Pad.
Really?
Right, and I got one of those too. So, see, I've got, in all the packages, I've got another floppy drive, another CoCo3, CM8. I've got the high-res interface that was sent out this week, this past week. Built very, very helpful in getting that. So yeah, I'm quite happy. I'll get my collection together. So I'll maybe get some pictures together once I've got everything set up. I need to get a desk. I'm definitely gonna need to get a desk.
Chet Simpson's garage.
Something like that. That's more like a shed, but yeah, we'll go with that.
You've got a long way to go.
You're making me think of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air there with your background, Chet.
Yeah.
More like Cheech and Chong, but yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I was thinking 60s flower power myself.
Well,
there,
yeah, I know.
Jimi Hendrix or something.
These are this is based on a lot of poster art that you could get back in the 70s that you would color in. So they had this was a really, really big thing in particularly mid to late 70s. And you get a lot of black light oriented ones for especially Ron's over there shaking his head like, oh yeah, I had a bunch of those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, black velvet. You colored them in with those Dago markers.
No velvet. No.
No velvet.
Get the incense going.
Velvet. No.
Yeah, that's what they called it, but we all knew better. So.
Yeah, and Chet, if you get a chance, if you can increase your mic volume, you're coming in a little bit low, but.
Yeah, I can take care of that. I've been having to play with it all week. So.
Yeah, it's hard. Okay.
Alan Huffman's here.
Alan.
Yes, we will be getting to Alan and Nick and L. Curtis Boyle.
Nick snuck in.
But before we do that, Brian the Music Man has popped into the panel. Brian, how are you doing? Yes, you again.
I know what you said. From the Nightmare Highway.
You've really got that problem with the frog stuck in your throat.
Ball dropped.
Oh, sorry about that.
He needed a lozenge.
Yeah, I had to clear the throat a little bit. Yeah. How you doing, everybody out there? And that really not too much to report here. Just stuff going on and plucking away, getting ready for Christmas, getting the snowblower going, getting ready for snow.
Way ahead of you.
I don't know where my snowblower went.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I haven't pulled it out yet, so maybe that's helping. Otherwise, just moving along, just keeping on going.
All right. Well, welcome to the panel. Also with us, Alan Huffman, who has very easy instructions on how you can use his fork of Bo Zimmerman's Wi-Fi software to create a quick and dirty $10 or $15 Coco Wi-Fi solution, and that's how I did it. And I can go on all sorts of bulletin boards with my color computer. Alan, are you out there?
Yeah, I'm on a cellular connection, so the quality is not too great, I'm sure.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah, the Bo Zimmerman firmware, the last time I pulled in his current code, I was not able to get it to build with the current Arduino libraries. It would crash.
Yeah.
He was using some older version. I don't know if that has been resolved yet. I don't have internet at home, so I haven't been able to pull down sources and check the latest.
Well, I still use the original copy of that. I never updated it, so it works, and I'm pretty happy with that. And if other people want to try it out, it's pretty easy to get it together. Also, you installed the firmware for me at CoCoFest, so that made it even easier. Are you going to be at CoCoFest again next year?
Well, if I can get there, it just depends on timing and money.
Okay. Any other updates or projects or OS9 stuff or?
Not yet. I've recently moved, so I had to go through all my stuff, and I've found tubs and tubs of color computer things that I forgot. So I imagine at some point I'll join and do a show and tell of some of the old hardware I've accumulated over the year.
That would be great. What's cool is finding all this stuff, and it's just like you just picked it up at the store, huh?
Yeah, I have a Super Voice and the old video digitizers and all kinds of stuff I forgot about. Found my X-Pad that's still in the box.
Oh, sorry about that. Oh, it's all right. I was just checking. Al, I don't know if you were trying to join, but oh, there you are. Okay, sorry about that. And thank you, Alan. And just jump in if you have anything else to share, and Curtis will be going through the news here shortly.
Have fun.
And Al, how you doing from Jersey?
Oh, I didn't know I was approved. Here I am.
You are approved. Sorry, it's a one-man operation.
Yeah.
Everything.
The boys are here in Jersey.
Yes, everything okay?
Yep. Above ground and above room temperature.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, those are two good things.
I have a little something later when you get into the Commodore talk.
Oh, good. Okay, so we might do a little Commodore talk later today. Nick Marentes, author of Donut Dilemma. How are you doing?
Good day, everyone. Yep, I'm doing fine. Yep. Nothing really new to report. Been just testing my Gunstar game, getting it game tested to make sure it's not too hard, not too easy. So,
are you getting the Craigies out of it?
Yeah. Crikey. Yeah, that's bad.
Okay, so you do not have any kind of a game on segment that you want to talk about?
No, not today.
Okay. And Curtis, thanks for joining. How are you doing on time?
Oh, I'm back from the funeral, so that's why I'm dressed up right now, because I just came straight from it. So I'm good for the rest of the show, actually. I just came in late.
Oh, I thought you dressed up for the show.
Oh, God, no.
Okay.
You're lucky I get clothed at all for the show.
You rarely wear pants, I've heard. Yeah.
Pants optional.
Pants are optional on this show. Ron, I think we'll go to your update, and then maybe we'll take a break after that. So you want to, let's do a little bit of, now I am just going to play a video called Ron's Garage. I have no idea what it is. Let's see what this does.
Wow, that's cool.
It was amazing.
All right, let me share. Can I share?
I need to stop sharing my sound. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, I don't think I'm sharing my. No, I am sharing sound. Hold on.
All right.
Stop share. Now
I'm holding.
You can take over.
I am holding. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Let's see. We'll start here and hit share. Okay. That is not the screen I was gonna. Or maybe it is. I can't see what I'm sharing. So.
You are
sharing your webpage on Facebook.
Okay. Ron's Garage. Look at that. Hot cocoa. You see that?
Oh, it's even spelled right. It doesn't have that A on the end.
No. And then I've been doing some artwork in the past. I don't know if you guys have seen some of the stuff.
Yes. I like
Born
the
in
Back to the
1980
Future
when
ones.
stuff made sense. I thought that was cool.
That is good.
And then there's this guy from the new computer game standing behind our Coco for next year's anniversary.
You want to know what's funny? I tried to like that.
And?
I couldn't because you're sharing your screen. It's
Oh.
not my screen.
Jeez. All right. So I found some stuff on, what is this, OfferUp. It was real expensive for 1983 MC10. They wanted $200+ for it. It's ridiculous.
Just
and
for
anyway,
the MC10, no peripherals?
Yeah, no,
It's
in the
old,
box.
it's
But
expensive.
yeah, it's
technologies.
ridiculous.
Wow.
And then I got something to show as far as, let me go to my, this is what I've done for Roger Taylor.
Okay.
He has a Christmas DVD he's putting out on the 10th of this month. And I did the artwork for him. That's the front of the CD, or it's a DVD, I should say. And this is the back. It says, look in the Christmas folder for these items. Christmas Smash, 512K needed, arcade game by Roger. Yule Log, 512K needed animated fireplace by Roger Taylor, plays music. Awesome. Christmas Rush by you know who. Christmas issues of the Rainbow, many other Coco magazines, many Coco archive images. He went and downloaded a whole bunch of stuff from the archive. It's on the DVD. And you can copy the disk images to real floppies or Coco SDC system or run them from your favorite emulator.
Now, does anyone know if Xmas Smash is a new game, brand new, or is it something that previously was released?
It's a adaptation from another game he has done.
Okay, so it's in
the crystals or whatever they were.
Jeweled?
Jeweled, yeah. It's offshoot.
Oh, okay. So it's like Jeweled, but instead of diamonds, it's going to have Christmas
You have
stuff.
to smash Christmas ornaments.
Okay.
We have cats for that already, I think. But,
so you'll enjoy it. So anyway, that's what I had to share. It's coming up. I don't know exactly what the cost is yet, but he's real excited about being.
Ron, do you know if he's offering it on SD card or anything else too? That would be like instantly put into.
He talked about that, but I don't believe.
Because I don't even know if I have a working DVD player anymore.
Oh. Crazy.
Like for a computer type thing. So.
Well, for those that do.
The right players will do it.
This is what, 4 gigabytes of goodies in it. A typical DVD, unless it's dual layer, but I doubt it. So that's it. I guess I'll back out of here if I can.
Nobody backs
So
out.
is that the address that you? Is that the URL to order?
CoCoCommunity.net is where, if you go there now, you will see the DVD, and nothing's ready yet to actually accept purchases until the 10th.
Okay, Roger Taylor is CoCoCommunity.net.
Roger Taylor is also the person that does Coco TV on Roku, if you're familiar with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's also done a lot of software over the years, the projector and Viewmaster and
he's an awesome guy.
Marrying the Butterflies and what's that terminal program you're using, Ron? That's kind of a rival Smiley terminal?
Netmate.
Netmate, yeah.
Yeah, if you're going to be doing the BBS thing like Rob was mentioning earlier, that's one of the programs to use.
Yeah, and it's very full of menu options when you go to the menu for it. I mean, there's all kinds of things. You can change where you want the, if you have a program pack, if you're going to use the Bitbanger port, or, just, it's a great program. It works beautifully. I've used it. I used to test it for him when it was in beta. So thanks, guys. I appreciate this. The end of Ron's Garage.
All right. I believe, did you just say Ron's Garage? All right.
I wonder if I order the DVD, will I get it before Christmas?
That's the idea, I guess.
Well, yes.
No, I'm in Canada, though.
Oh.
What day do they have Christmas in Canada?
Who knows? Maybe he'd make a download available, possibly. Who knows?
Is it like Thanksgiving where it's on a different day?
I thought Boxing Day was more important.
What's 25 in Fahrenheit? I can't remember.
Darn cold.
That's like 70 something. Depending which way you're going.
So December 70 something.
All right, so we want to take maybe a break here and do some Nightmare Highway. Why don't we do a Coco Thoughts and maybe a little Nightmare Highway? We'll come back with news with L. Curtis Boyle.
As you start your journey to Coco Fest, you notice the road ahead is littered with rogue furniture. You realize you are driving on the Nightmare Highway. Nightmare Highway. The game for the Tandy Color Computer 1, 2, and 3. Nightmare Highway. Nightmare Highway. Stunning low-resolution visuals. Digital to analog converted sound. 100% machine language and basic. What are they saying about Nightmare Highway? Nightmare Highway. Steve B. York says, of all the games released this year, this is one of them. L. Kurt S. Boyle says, this will not be on my site. Nick Marionette says, crikey, look at the size of that croc. Get your complimentary copy of Nightmare Highway. Nightmare Highway. At cancanmakeit.com. If you got it for free, you paid too much.
And now, Coco Thoughts by Samuel Gimes. How can one state that one doesn't like Donkey Kong, but then say Donkey King is bad because it's not just like Donkey Kong? Tired of switching your joystick between the left and right port? Want to change between different controllers? Well, Joey has got you covered. The Joey Controller Switch. Take control of your controllers with the flip of 2 switches. Order today at cocoman.biz.
And we're back with news. Are we ready for news, Curtis Boyle?
I think so.
Okay, well, I have
tried to prepare that this morning before I left at 8, so.
Well, you got another 15 seconds because I have a little miniature news intro that I created. Here we go.
And now a Muppet News Flash.
Like me too, that Muppet there, that was good. Yeah. Oh yeah, first of all, I'll make one mention because you played the Sammy Gimes episode where we're talking about John Schaller's reaction to Donkey King on the Coco Game podcast show. And actually the next Coco show, which was recorded live last night, they actually discussed that at some length. So when it gets officially released, which I think is later this week, there you guys should check it out. It was kind of fun.
Which is that, the Amigos?
Yeah.
Did we strong arm them into changing their mind?
We got a bit of an apology out of John, I guess. So,
wow.
I mean, Aaron was on our side all the way, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Wow.
Just kind of funny that you put that up there because that was just from last night that we did that. So. All right, let me share a screen here myself. Can I share at the moment?
You can.
Well, the truth is the truth, isn't it?
Now, out of these bazillion windows, which one do I need here? Okay. Hi, first up, Per Surratt, who's been taking all my 6309 conversions and then dragonizing them, so they'll run on the Dragon. So I did the port of Russian Assault from DICOM here not too long ago, and he's ported that one over. But then he did some patches too, because the Dragon doesn't have the option for 2-button joystick, which is definitely the easiest way to play it on the Coco 3 anyway. So he actually patched it to actually have a couple of keys to fire the bullets and grenades separately instead of hitting the joystick button and having them both fire at once, because he was complaining, well, actually his son complained that the way it currently works with the 1-button joystick is that you have to hold down the button to throw a bomb, like a grenade, and you're meanwhile blown several bullets holding the button down, so your number of bullets keeps going down. And his son suggested that's kind of bad because we don't have an option to do them separately. You have to basically blow all of your ammunition just trying to throw a bomb. So he patched it for using a couple of keys to actually do those two separately. And I think we're going to try to backport that version back for the Coco 1 and 2 owners. So that way, if you have a 1-button joystick, you can just use the buttons on the keyboard instead, and then you can control your grenades and your bullets separately, which I thought was a pretty good hack. And I don't think he was planning on putting up some screenshots of black and white versions for the Dragon on some of these. I don't think he's got them up yet. No, not yet. Anyway, many thanks to him, because he's been putting these all on the Dragon for me for the 609 enabled Dragons, and he's been actually getting some good reaction in the Dragon community from that, and several people have complimented him on that. So, kind of complimenting us for sending these games over. Some of the games the Dragon never saw before, some of them they have seen before. So, just thought it was cool.
Oh.
Number 2, Pitfall Jerry, who actually was in our chat last week. I don't know. I haven't had a chance to look at the chat too much today. I don't know if he's in there right now, but he made an MC10 video, which will work on a Coco 2 and 1, 2, and 3, of course, using semi-graphics to do a little Christmas theme thing. And he's actually, I won't play it for more than like 5 seconds because he's got pre-recorded Christmas music. I don't know if that's going to get us a ban if I start playing it, but it's an animated fireplace that he's got 1 hour's worth of Christmas music running in the background. So you can kind of just run it from YouTube as a background, kind of keeping the Coco theme.
Okay, and I just want to jump in. Eddie, we'll do your update here right after Curtis finishes the news. So I just kind of forgot about that. So we'll continue.
Well, if it's news, I mean, we can insert him in and I can just come back.
Well, it's up. I was going to give him a few minutes, Eddie. Whenever you're ready, you just let us know. You out there? Well, we'll come back to Eddie. Is my point.
Sounds good. Anyway, I won't play, like I said, because of the music there, but it's a nice animated fireplace. If you want just something ambient running in the background, like a lot of people put Yule logs and that kind of stuff up from YouTube, playing Christmas carols, this is a Coco themed one that does the same thing. And I would post these links into Discord if Discord was running. Now, I was actually going to ask you guys, because I got a report from David that everybody's having problems with Discord right now. Is that true? That Discord's down?
It was causing me some problems.
Because when I tried logging in, they actually had a big warning page saying that Google's trying to look at something that went wrong on their end because they're part of the servers or something. So
yep,
it's not pretty major, whatever it was.
It is. Huh. It's not working for me.
Okay, yeah, I couldn't even log in. I couldn't get any messages, nothing. So
I mean, from before, but I don't know if there's any updates going back and forth. So.
Okay, well, I'll check that after the news and see if it's back up again. Next one up is Evan Wright. We've had a bit of progress. He's on the 3D Monster Maze, which is a port from the Sinclair ZX or ZX if you're in the States 81. And this was one of their premiere games because it was a 3D one. It actually came out before Phantom Slayer too, so it's got that going for it as well. And he's making a new cartridge version here now, and he's actually got a pretty good demo of it that shows it. And basically, this is a status update, and you can kind of see he's colorized it, and he's added some extra things to it. So I'll just play a little bit of it. Is that loud enough to hear?
I don't hear anything.
Can you hear it now?
No.
Okay, let me see here. I might have to stop my share and start again so I get the sound share.
Unless it's going through to the YouTube, but I don't hear it.
Nah, that might have been me. I was kind of rushed. Okay, I'll rewind.
Hi guys, here is the latest progress
Can you hear now?
on 3D
Yes.
Monster Maze. This is the color calibration.
Actually, it's only 2
screen,
minutes. I'll
so
just let it play.
Get your palette set correctly. This is just a reuse of the code from the Wumpus cartridge. But if we move on, you'll see we've got a title screen. I'm going to clean that up just a little bit. And when we start here, now we end up in the game. And we are in a randomly generated maze. And you may be wondering what that black screen was that we just saw there a few seconds ago. And I can move around with the arrow keys. And it shows you your compass direction at the bottom. And if I hit the M key, it puts me in a top-down view. So you can see...
Sorry. Somebody keeps trying to call me here and it pauses the
where
video.
You've been through the maze. It doesn't show you the entire maze. It just shows you the places that you visited. So as you run around, you can kind of toggle back to the top view and see where you've been. And eventually, you can sort of figure out where the exit is. But obviously, that would be too easy, right? So there's a monster here that's hunting us. And, whoops, they already got... Oh, I'll let him get me. There we go. So that's what happens when the monster eats you. And obviously, the goal is to find the... there's an exit hiding in the maze here somewhere. That you need to find before the monster eats you. So I'm still kind of playing around with the speed of the monster, how fast he updates, maybe whether or not you should be allowed to move while you're in the top-down view. But it's all there. It's all come together, and it should be pretty easy to get on a cartridge here pretty soon. And that message at the top, he's hunting you, he lies in wait, he's beside you, that gives you indications of how far the monster is away from you. Whoops, there we go. All right, so I'll run here. So if he gets stuck, then it says, oh, that's not good there.
So have any of you played this on the Spectrum, just out of curiosity?
All right. So there it is, 3D Monster Maze. I'm still kind of playtesting it, just trying to fine-tune it, but it works, it's all there, and hopefully it'll be on a cartridge soon.
I have not.
At Zebra, we used to sell it on the ZX81. And
Yeah, because it was black and white, and it was a fair bit slower displaying it, but I remember it was quite the landmark title for that platform. And this one looks pretty well dead on. I mean, even the dinosaur creature looks pretty well the same. Just it's in a little bit of color now.
Did the ZX81 have artifact colors or just black and white?
Just black and white.
Just black and white.
Yeah.
And not really high res.
What I like is he did the walls of the maze in a black and white checkerboard pattern like the ZX81.
Yeah, it's a very faithful conversion of it.
Okay.
Anyway, expect that. I would expect it, as far as he's gotten, it's definitely going to be out in time for the fest. There's going to be a few game announcements for the fest, including Nick's and Evan's.
Okay, 3D Monster Maze.
Chet, I think, is going to be out way before that, from what I understand. So.
Yes. Digger 3 out in January.
Oh, can't wait.
We're in a Coco renaissance.
Yes, we are.
There's David being annoying. Okay.
What is David drawing on your screen?
No, he sent me a message for something I asked about half an hour ago.
Okay.
And I decided to pop up and answer now.
Now, don't anyone call Curtis if you have his phone number.
Yeah, I don't know who was phoning. That's an unknown number to me. They tried calling twice and won't leave a message, so I don't know what the heck
I assumed it was David Ladd for some reason.
Well, next time they call, we might have to put them on live on the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I should do that.
Yeah.
Okay, next up. Boys in Tech, Richard Lorby Esky has announced the upcoming Paragon Deluxe joystick adapter, which allows two joysticks plugged in that you can switch between ports, kind of like Jason's with analog and digital joysticks. But the difference with this one here is it also has the high-res joystick interface built in, the Tandy Steve Bjork designed one. So if you have like the original Color Max or original Color Max Deluxe, or if you have Nitrous 9 Level 2 with the high-res mouse adapters there were some other third-party programs that supported that. You can actually turn that on. It's a pass-through because that actually plugs into two ports. It plugs into a joystick port, that plugs into the cassette port, I believe it is, and it basically merges the two together to read higher resolution on your mice. And he has it so you can switch that on and off too. So you can have the cassette as a pass-through if you still want to use the cassette as a cassette, or you can turn it on so it becomes part of the iris joystick interface.
Now, the only thing I keep forgetting to ask Richard, and well, I didn't forget to ask him. I don't want to bug him about it, but what's the big difference between the standard high-res interface and the Coco Max version? What is the other one?
Yeah, the Coco Max made their own custom one as basically as a form of copy protection in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the original Coco Max 1 and 2 one was required because there was no high-res joystick interface. That was the high-res joystick interface at the time. But by the time Coco Max 3 came out and Max 10 came out, because I think it uses it too, they both kind of just kept their own custom one there, just different enough that it didn't work with the Tandy one. And it was a form of basically to make sure you hadn't pirated the program, because it wouldn't work properly if you didn't have their particular interface. So it was basically copy protection. Basically, functionally, it's the same as far as I can tell. I'm not a hardware guy, though, so I don't know for sure.
Yeah, so that would be something it would be nice if that could be added, but again, we're very happy to have the deluxe adapter.
Yeah, my understanding is that the hardware is not too much different. I know some people have made ones that are switchable. I think Nick Parentes, I think you even have one that switches between the two modes, isn't it?
Yeah, Nick.
Yeah, I think the Coco Max one didn't need the cassette port. I think the cassette jack on the high-res interface was used to somehow trigger the high-res interface to prepare it to start sampling. The Coco Max one just did away with that. It just did it automatically.
And now, of course, we got the software version of it too, that you can do away with any hardware at all.
We got rid of both cables then.
Yeah, unfortunately, the software has to be rewritten to handle that as the one.
Yeah.
We've got a few things patched. Eric Averlux patched his Color Max Deluxe, the one he did with Greg Miller. And of course, you've got some demos on your site there, and John Strong's Bomb Squad game.
Yeah.
Bomb Threat, Bomb Squad. Which one is it? It's too many bombing games.
John's is Bomb Squad.
Okay.
Color Max Deluxe, to get the patched version, I have to go onto the GitHub for that, or is that on the Coco archive?
I think it's on the archive now.
All right.
It's version 1.03, I think, is the one with the software patch.
I think that's right, yeah.
And
we're going to try to put it into Nitrous 9 if it doesn't slow the system down too much. I know it is fairly CPU intensive, and interrupts have to be completely off during the time it's scanning.
Yeah, so it might have something that will have to be part of the Gimme X if it really slows down the system, right?
Yeah, or I mean, there's some, like I know in the high-res joystick interface itself, it does slow down the system itself too, more than the regular joystick does, and the regular joystick does. And it does, because you have to subsample the further to the right or down the pots are, which means if you put the joystick in the lower right corner, or your mouse goes down to the lower right corner, it takes longer to sample. That's even on a regular mouse. It's, even more greatly delaying if you use a high-res interface. And I'm from looking at the code briefly, I think the software solutions can take even more time. So if you park your mouse in the upper left corner, the rest of the system should speed up, because you should get out of the loop, first try on both axes. You'll go, oh, you're way in the right, upper left, I don't have to compare anything anymore. So it'll exit right out and you'll get your speed back. But you'll have to remember to park your mouse in the upper left corner.
That's right. And Ken Reichert says, remember that pots are legal in Canada.
Oh, they're legal in some states too. So
yes, pots, as in the joystick pots.
Potentiometers.
Yes. And Richard Lobieski says regular Paragon adapters will be available Monday on boysontech.com.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I know he's been catching up on stuff hardware-wise, the manufacturing. And as he mentions here, as you see on the screen there, he's expecting a working prototype of the new deluxe version in mid-January, price to be determined yet. So,
well, I'm
it won't
really
look like that when you buy it, the final version. So
I am excited about it, because as much as we do have the software solution, it's just going to take time to have it, everything patched. And I would like to play.
Yeah, and some of the stuff we don't have source for, so how do you patch some of that stuff, right?
Right. So there's just always going to be, you're always going to have to need a high-res joystick interface for something. So this might work for that.
Okay. Next up. And did you guys already talk about this with Chet? Like show off his little video for the...
We talked about it, but we didn't show off the video, so it'd be great if you could still update us.
This is a little preview. Chet, do you have any color commentary to add before I play it?
No, actually, I don't. This is just a quick promo of some of the stuff that'll be coming out, and really that's it.
Okay. I have no idea what volume blast this is going to come at, so if it's loud, just tell me.
All right. I love it. It's appropriately loud. So yeah, play it.
Yeah, and it just stopped playing. I don't know what the heck Facebook's doing, but
It's just that awesome.
It's like
Yeah,
that. It's like the Nick's Gunstar video. He's really got that sound chip going.
Just a tease. It's just a tease. That's it. That's all you got.
Let me force reload this stupid thing and see what it'll do this time.
And that's not sound from the Coco.
I know.
I just want to be clear on that.
I'm scared to zoom it now.
All right, hold on. Can we get that full screen there?
I will try, but I know sometimes it cuts out when I do that. Like say that.
All right.
Let me try it again. Oh, there.
Okay, can we start from the beginning?
Oh, now you're just asking for trouble.
No pleasing you. This looks awesome.
And go to colorcomputerarchive.com and download the preview today. You can download it right now, and you get 5 levels, including the amazing Batcave level number 4.
Where is that?
Colorcomputerarchive.com.
Nice.
It works on a 6809, right? This one doesn't require 6309, correct?
Yeah, this is 6809, 512K. You know, there's nothing special that you need. No sound cards, nothing. So.
Okay, cool. I am looking forward to this one. I probably won't get past level 5 or 6, but I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, whatever.
One of the big things that is being done before the release, and this is one of those items that has to be done, is there's a lot of tweaks that are being made to the input system and the way that works. And with some of the prototyping that I've done and some of the testing I've done, it should be a lot easier to control the character, which should make it quite a bit easier to play the game. So you'll really be challenged against the difficulty of the game rather than the difficulty of controlling the character. So I think that
because that was the problem I was having, was trying to diagonally jump on a ladder, especially when you're trying to dodge bats and stuff, and it would sometimes take, sometimes it wouldn't, and you just get marooned there and die.
That is the kind of the primary use case of everything that went into updating the input stuff. So that's still a work in progress. That and the sound are two of the key things that I'm still working on. So that once those are done, it'll be easy sailing. So those are two key things that are going to help improve this game considerably over the preview.
Okay, cool. And do you have a rough release date plan yet, or
we're looking sometime
before?
Sometime before Christmas in the middle of January.
Okay, cool.
It's great. Next up, chat.
Next up is I snuck in a patch. Bugs 2 is uploaded to the Color Computer Archive recently, and they had a little French text splash screen on it. So obviously it was cracked in French at that point. But on all of my machines, it crashed. It would play the little sound snippet at the beginning, goes, "This is Bugs," and then it would just fry. And it's due to an illegal instruction. So whoever cracked it didn't quite fix everything back up after themselves. They missed a spot. And then I found out it was working for some people. And then we just basically figured out this was on the listserv for the most part. But we figured out basically if you have a 609, it ran fine. If you had a 609, it crashed. And that's because, the 609 has a bunch of instructions that are now defined, whereas the 609, it was an illegal instruction, would just skip the byte and continue on. So I ended up doing a 3-byte no-op patch to it, and now it runs on everything. So I've uploaded that to the archive, I've uploaded it to Facebook, and I've even got it as a download on my page, because I actually made a Bugs 2 page for it on my game's website for the first new game on there for a little bit, probably the second one in the last 8 months. I got some screenshots up of it finally, and a bit of the intro history of it and stuff. And the download includes the manual and the game itself in disk image format. Should work on anything with 64K or more, Coco 1, 2, or 3. Pear has mentioned that he has started working on converting this one to the Dragon, because once again, this is one that never made it to the Dragon. But it's got a fairly complicated preload system he's going through, and then it's also got hard-coded reading the PIAs for the keys as opposed to going through the Polecat ROM routine. So of course, the keys are mapped wrong, so he's working on fixing that too. But I would expect at the rate he's been cranking through my other conversions here, there'll probably be a Dragon 64 version of this within the next couple weeks, if not sooner.
So you're saying, Curtis, a game named Bugs had a bug?
Well, the hacked version had a bug. I'm sure the commercial one did not, because Chet had mentioned he bought it when it first came out and he made it to level 3.
Yeah, and I gotta tell you, this is a really excellent game. This is something that I played quite often. I mean, I played it so much I wore the disc out. I mean, that's how often I played it. And you had to reload all of the levels from disc every time you played it, so it was quite a bit of dying. Um,
How come you didn't call it roaches?
They could have it, and it would have been just as good. This is a fantastic game, and I definitely recommend that everybody give it a shot, especially on a real Coco. So that's what
Roaches, man.
that's what we'll be
Yeah,
doing
there's
tonight.
that connotation. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. One fascinating thing about it, it's an arcade game. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's got so many adventure elements. Like, you have to find certain keys to open certain doors, and you find missiles to shoot other doors, and there's secret passages and all kinds of stuff. So there's a lot of exploration. You have to map it and be able to figure out. Like, you can trap yourself in the game if you take one of your missiles and just fire it off and not open a proper door with it, and lock yourself out of part of the maze. So you have to map out and figure out what you're doing and what you're doing it with to get through it. So it's not just a shoot everything that moves type thing. So it's a thinking man's arcade game, I would call it.
Really good game.
Yeah. Chad, did you play the original version they published in Color Computer Magazine when they won the contest?
Yes, I've played them both. I didn't get the first one until about a year after I got Bugs 2, but yeah, I played them both, and they're both very good games. Very good games.
Yeah, the one thing I liked on Bugs 1, and it only required 32K,
Mhm.
is that the corridors and stuff used basically looked like rock walls, and to me that looks a little bit better than the solid walls they did in the Bugs 2
Yeah,
version.
well, it changes when you the level graphics change for each level.
Oh, okay.
So that was one of the things that's why and it loads everything from disk. So there is actually a lot more there, and a lot more variety. They really did take advantage of the 64K in order to provide that.
Okay, yeah, because I saw the sound sample took like about, I think, 9K or something like that, just to say this is Bugs.
Yeah, if you look, and there's a few screenshots. I think it might be Bugs 1, both in the old Rainbows and the old Hot Cocoa and Color Computer magazines, where rather than the artifacting, it's just white and it's jagged, kind of like a filled in downland. If that's the one you're talking about, that's actually, I think that's level 3.
Oh, okay, so that's what happened. Yeah, I think I have the original in here. Just a sec.
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah, that's. I'm pretty sure that's the same. That could be level 2, but I'm pretty sure it's level 3.
Okay. Yeah, because that was level 1 on the Color Computer Magazine version. So that one's available for download too, of course. So if you want to play the junior version, you can play that one as well.
So yeah, so you
Excellent
got more
game.
variety in this one. So yeah.
Yeah, excellent game. Speaking of games, Steve Bamford, and we got a little section on Discord, which unfortunately can't get to right now. Good thing I downloaded this on my own separately. But he did a little bit of an update for this. Is it pronounced Circe's Island?
Circe's Island.
Circe's Island.
Okay. So he's doing that on the Game Master cartridge. He's now got it working using the 16K bank. So his ROM on a Coco 1 and 2 is now 32K, which you could not normally do. It maxed out 16. The Coco 3 is capable of doing a 32K cartridge. The model or Coco 1 and 2, you have to bank switch 16K chunks with some little additional hardware, which the Game Master cartridge supports. So he's got a little video here showing Circe's running from emulated cartridge.
Okay.
And Game Master cartridge effects, of course.
Of course. Yep.
And this is a work in progress, so he's got some of the shapes kind of munged up here because he's actually changing a few of them. So that's a little sneak preview of it actually running from a ROM cartridge on a Coco 1 and 2 equivalent hardware. So you will be able to get the full game on a Coco 1 and 2, even though it's a 32K ROM.
Yeah, this is going to be a big deal, this game.
Yeah. We've seen before and heard the sound effects and the background music he's had on the previous demos, and it's an excellent Coco 1 and 2 platform. Next up, I don't know if any of you guys know who this is, and if you do, please tell me because I don't have a clue. There's a person who goes by the name Buttons on YouTube. It just started doing some Coco gameplay. They've got a Coco 3 and a Coco 1. The two gameplay videos I found earlier this week are both on his Coco 1. So there's Galagon and Pack Attack 2. And he just does basically a game playthrough, and he's playing it on a monitor that he's hooked his Coco up to directly. So this isn't an emulator. This is the real deal.
I don't know if I've heard of either of those games. Have
Serious? Galagon?
Yeah,
Galagon? Is
Yeah.
okay. I'll have to check
It's
the.
a really great version of it's a really good game.
All right, I'll have to check it out.
It's not Gala here, it's Galagon.
Yeah. Spectral Associates. So anyway, he does a basic game playthrough, no commentary. He has the sound effects you can faintly hear in the background because he's just recording from his camera. But I don't know who this is. I don't know if he watches the show, but if you're out there, like, let us know and let us know what you think of some of the games and stuff too, because it's
All right.
kind of cool. You've got a system set up to do so.
He's the
So
man.
that's the Galagon.
He's a man so
really
nice.
blowing up.
They named him twice, huh? Buttons.
Yeah.
Buttons.
All right.
And then his second video he like there's 3 levels of difficulty in Pack Tac 2. So he actually did a video for each one. I'm not going to show all 3, obviously.
Are these the real colors of these games?
Yeah. Yep.
They're both in the green.
Pretty close. I mean, the camera's a bit offset, so you're kind of getting a green bluish hue more than normal. That should be like white in the back.
Oh, that's a white border.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just the color temperature's off a bit.
Yeah, and part of that's the angle from the LCD screen. But yeah, he has a couple game playthroughs. It sounds like he's planning on doing more of these, so I'm going to keep an eye on it because maybe he'll play some games we haven't seen much, or maybe he's really good at it and control of the levels.
That's true. I don't think these
Maybe
games.
give Stevie pointers. I don't know.
These games look like they're running pretty fast, though. Don't need a 6309 update.
No, these are all stock 6809. I haven't done any more 609 updates. The bugs fix was just to fix it so it would run on a 609. There's no speed up to the code because, quite frankly, bugs 2 is fast enough and as it is. I don't want to increase the speed on that any.
All right.
Next up, Luciano Scharf has a Portuguese video showing a conversion of an old hot Coco hardware software project. It was originally used to control like the Robotron arms and stuff. And he's updated it with some Arduino parts and things here. So I basically translated with Google, so I don't know how accurate this is. I don't know if anybody here speaks Portuguese or not. But what he describes it as a Brom hacker project published in Hot Coco magazine between 1984 and 1985, with modern modifications such as the use of Arduino relay modules and code. Originally intended for control of an Armatron mechanical arm, the interface allows the simultaneous use of up to 16 relays and can be used to control up to the limit of the installed relays, toys, appliances, digital panels, and other things. So this is kind of just a description video of the board that he's kind of adapted from the Hot Coco article with some more modern parts. And kind of showing his little prototype there. And he's also got some software he does here to kind of test it, which is in English. I thought it was cool taking an old article, a hardware article from, almost 40 years back, and then modernizing it with some modern parts so it becomes a new hardware.
I'm not really following.
The LEDs are showing the circuits working.
Okay.
That he would normally put into the machine.
Yeah, and the Armatron on the left there, that's what the original Hot Coco article was designed to control. So you control the arm and the pincers and everything else from the Coco.
Cool.
And now it's using some Arduino parts to kind of modernize that. So cool stuff. I'm going to keep following his project and see how far he gets with it. Next one. This was a rather interesting one. This is a YouTuber called Speedruns for Charity USA. This is not a speed run, just to tell you up front. And he's just put up a graphics demo in BASIC running on a Coco. And it's fairly simple. It's just drawing, lines and boxes and things like that. And he shows a listing, and it's fairly short. But his comments on his YouTube comment on the video itself, basically describing it, mentions how much easier and how impressed he was with the Coco's BASIC for being able to draw graphics compared to the Commodore 64 and some other things he'd used in the past. Because to do some fancy drawings like circles and lines and that kind of thing is not straightforward. It's not like do a circle command or do a line box fill command or something. So he was quite impressed with the BASIC. And it's, like I said, it's just basically a simple demo. He called it relaxing watching this.
Oh.
That'll be interesting to see if he keeps on working with the Coco stuff, like what else he comes up with, what else he thinks about it coming from another platform and not having any experience with the Coco before. So it was nice to get that fresh perspective.
Where's he getting this gray color?
That's running on a Coco 3 without typing RGB first on an RGB monitor.
Okay.
So he's getting the, the default composite palette mapped wrong.
Yeah. Well, we can talk about that during Commodore Talk.
And David, bug off. Can you ban him off Facebook? Do you have any control over that?
I will try. I'll write Mark Zuckerberg about that.
He might be too busy in court soon. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's.
Always has to be the center of attention, that boy.
David Ladd, everybody, the comedy stylings. Yes.
Okay, Paul Thayer put up. He'd written an article on Programming Basic, which was meant for the New Rainbow magazine that a few of us are working on. Well, a few of us, not meaning me. Ron, do you have any update on that, or Mark?
Nope. Mark Overholser.
I'm
took
learning
that over, but
yeah, I'm
you know,
working on it slowly.
Yeah, it's going to take time. It's a big thing.
Okay. So anyway, he decided, because he wrote the article, I think he said about a year ago, he decided just to publish the article because that was Grant this time.
Oh, Grant and David are both on probation.
Yeah. Anyway, he made the PDF version of his article, his part 1 of the article, because he's planning on being a series on Programming Basics. So let's see if this displays okay.
Okay.
No, it's going to try to save the stupid thing.
Hold down the shift key.
Oh, there we go. There, fine.
Breaking
So anyway,
Basic.
It's like Breaking Bad.
Yes,
Yeah, actually, he designed it to look like that in the logo there, which is pretty cool.
Yes, if it's making me think of meth.
Right now, Grant and David are making me think of meth, but go on.
I think of Winnebagos.
Tag.
Oh, what do you think of, Ron?
Winnebagos.
Oh yeah. Yes, those were the days when you could just make some meth in your Winnebago.
Yeah, I was hoping maybe Paul might sneak on the call here too, because he can kind of explain what he's, long-range term for our long-range plan for the article series is.
Yeah,
he goes into basic, but it's a bit more on the complicated side. It's not like the starting basic from the beginning, you'd have no idea what you're doing type thing. This is assuming you know basic somewhat, but here's some of the cool things you can do with it, like poking in different blocks of MMU block RAM for your get put buffers, so you can get more than you would normally fit, or saving stuff off. So he gets into some fairly advanced techniques.
Yeah, most of the basic stuff that happens, online and on Facebook, is just standard, Coco 1 and 2 basic. So this is good that we have some Coco 3 information.
Yeah, like in this article down here at the bottom, he mentions like how you can save your HPut buffers to disk directly, which is not something you normally see covered on all these beginner articles we've seen before. So it'll help some people, get a bit more advanced in basic and be able to do things that you wouldn't normally be able to do. So it's a great series. I'm looking forward to continuing it on, and I'm looking forward to seeing it in the new Rainbow.
Well, we all know if you're going to have one Coco, you want it to be a Coco 3. So.
Yeah, because once you get the Gimme X, the semi-graphic stuff all works now too. So
that was directed at me, I believe.
So all you chemists out
well,
there,
you have
what
a
is
subtle like a yeah, but I made a comment the other day, another week, that if I could only have one, I would go with 2. Because of the
well, let me tell you why you're wrong, Nick.
And I believe I'm getting a thumbs up by Eddie. Yes, yes. Come, welcome to my corner, man.
Yes.
Yes. Hashtag why Nick Marotta is wrong.
Hey, all you chemists out there, what does the BR and the BA stand for?
Bromine.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Barium.
Barium, I'm not sure. The other one's bromine, you said?
Bromine or bromide?
Bromide? Okay.
I'm not sure.
Probably basilic.
I mean, I quit going to high school decades ago to not remember all this crap. So.
Yeah, really.
I don't know. I just guessed.
This isn't computer science.
See, I don't have to choose which Coco to have. I have all of them.
Well, there you go.
Well, I've got the 2 and the 3 as well. I'm just saying if I had to
No, I have a silver Coco 1.
Yes.
I have a TDP 100. I have several Coco 2s. Coco 3 and a Dragon 64. 2 Dragon 64s.
Well, if
you can find them, if you can find them, if you can afford them, you should get both, because there's some, until the Gimme X comes out, there is some compatibilities with certain specific programs. Not a lot, but a few.
But when the Gimme X comes out, there's no more excuses. Get your Coco 3.
Except trying to find a Coco 3 on eBay that's affordable. That's getting
That's
harder
true.
and harder.
You used to be able to find Cocos cheap at like ham fests and swap meets and things like that. Because people used to sell them for like $5. They had no clue what.
Yeah, and now they're going for like 150, 200. I've seen. Well, we saw an MC10 that Ron showed earlier for over $200.
Yep.
Wow.
Well,
300.
Yeah, that's for propping up a fancy door.
Well, you'll be able to eventually put a new Coco 3 board in your Coco 2, or a new Coco 2 board. But when Zipster comes out with his Coco 3 Plus, then you'll be able to get it that way.
And he's working on the Coco 2 Plus also.
Yeah, in fact, the Coco 2 Plus, I'm imagining, will come up first.
That's right.
Yeah, I think he's doing that as a proof of concept and to learn about the architecture and figure everything out so that the Coco 3 Plus will be a little easier to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do we got here?
Up next is Richard Kelly released an update to his binary adventure game, which is a download you can do to play it. It's a text adventure game he wrote. This version is smaller, faster, got rewritten a bit. Your mission is to destroy the enemy's cabin as he describes on the top. I haven't actually played it yet. Didn't have getting a chance to. It's been a pretty busy week. But I did notice it was there. So have any of you guys tried it out yet?
Yeah.
Nick, did you? Because I know you were commenting on it. Nick Marotta, I should mention.
No, I haven't. I just made a smart ass comment, but it doesn't mean actually.
You? Smart ass comment? I wouldn't have imagined.
I saw an opportunity and I took it.
Okay.
Okay, next up. This is a person I've not seen before. He's from Australia. I even asked Nick if he'd known about him back in the day, and he did not.
Another one?
I thought
Yes.
I thought all the Australians knew each other.
Apparently not.
All right.
Do we have our quota yet?
And he got a couple of things wrong in his speech there, but no biggie.
Well, he's kind of going from memory, I think, too, and he hasn't been active with it in decades, and now he's kind of getting back into it. But his name is Mark Snell, and his older brother bought the Coco first, and his older brother also got a career in computers. And then I think Mark said he was 8 when the Coco 1, when his brother brought the Coco 1 home, 4K type thing. And so he released this, and I guess he's part of the Tech Doctor Network YouTube channel, which has a lot of technical hardware type stuff. And this video explains how he got into computers, which was with the Coco 1. And he also mentioned that he'd gotten some articles published in the Australian Coco magazine, which, from what I can tell, is not the same as the Australian Rainbow magazine. Nick, can you verify that?
No, it was a locally produced one.
Okay.
The other one was basically copies of the American articles, whereas the Australian Coco magazine was meant to be its own unique magazine.
And was it a fairly sizable one? Like, I haven't actually seen any of them before.
Not as big as the Rainbow used to be, of course, back in the day, but it was a pretty good magazine, though. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, it goes through the history. It goes, we got his very first hardware projects was putting an LED power on light that he shows and stuff.
Can you show his old Coco 1? It's pretty rough.
Yeah, the one that was buried in the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, that's his Coco 3, I guess.
Yeah, but it's his original. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that was after pulling it out of the shed, which it had been for years and years.
That doesn't look too bad. It could be.
Yeah.
It looks well used.
Yeah,
So it
well
might be
loved.
rat scratches on the top. I'm not sure. But if you look up by his hand on the right side from our viewpoint, you can see that little black spot on the curve before the air vents, and that's the LED power on light he put in when he was like 10 or 11 or something. So it's his first hardware project.
Nice.
And I believe this model was so old that the serial number is written in binary code underneath.
Not really. It's actually a decimal number, but yeah, he had 1101, so that was kind of cute.
Yeah, he thought it was.
Now, I don't know, and I don't know if anybody
No, I
else
think he
knows,
was
because
kidding.
Tandy was notorious for not telling anybody anything about sales figures, but I believe that the numbering on the PAL version started over in 1 compared to the NTSC version. I don't think they started in shared numbers, or did not add unique numbers. I think they started and did completely separate.
Did
So
they
you
do
know.
that with French ones too?
I don't know. Nobody at Tandy wants to talk about sales figures, even though, Radio Shack technically went bankrupt for a while there. Like, I don't know why the big secret. I don't understand it, but that's what they do. Anyway, I'll find one of these magazine covers here. Just
He got 64 canner now, right? Is that what he said?
Yeah, and he has a broken pin on, what is it, the VDG or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was trying to make a dark mode.
Reverse video.
Right, yeah. Now I said it's stuck in reverse video. You can't shut
Right.
it off. And here's YouTube being a pain in the butt. Way to go, YouTube. Is everybody having problems today?
YouTube. I don't think I'm having problems.
Just exciting to see more and more people getting involved with the Coco again. Like, it's
Well,
amazing.
they know that you're showing, 12,000 people.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see that little thumbnail, but you can see Coco Games issue at the bottom there. That's a cover of one of the magazines.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, Coco Games issue.
I can't get the stupid thing to play, which is going to cause havoc if that's a problem with YouTube with the rest of my stories here. But
all right.
Well, go there if you click on the picture there, the little one.
no, that's what I've been trying to do, and it just sits there and spins.
So did they have Crocodile Dundee, the video game?
Nick, you can answer that. I don't know.
No, not that I'm aware of.
Or throw another
Not
shrimp
a
on the,
joystick. This
throw
is a
another shrimp on the
joystick.
Barbie game?
Yeah, they might have had the Bee Gees game. I'm not sure. But...
Is that your
Try
next
hitting the
project?
play button again.
Crikey.
I'm sure Nick doesn't get
Oh,
sick of
there.
his Australia jokes at all.
Thanks for the suggestion. Now, where did that magazine come
That's some live tech support from Nick Marentes.
We tried turning it off and on again.
Yes.
Yeah, there's this science talent search honorable mention he got when he was a kid, and he actually built something using Coco. The funny story there was he had his sister had to go set it up because he couldn't make it to the show, the science fair. So he had to label everything A, B, C, D on the back to tell his sister where to plug things in to set it up, because she was completely non-technical.
And he won.
Well, he placed.
There it is.
He didn't win the whole thing.
Oh.
but-
He said he won $10 or something.
So there's a sample of the Coco magazine, Australian Coco magazine. Now, Nick, what size was this magazine page-wise at its peak? Was it more like a hot cocoa style size? Or
Yeah, it was more like a
magazine?
hot cocoa. Yeah.
Okay.
About that same thickness.
Okay. And was it full color inside, or was it just black and white? Or?
Black and white.
Okay.
Grayscale, yeah.
Anyway, it's a pretty interesting history of how he got into computers in the first place from the Coco, and now he's actually kind of coming back. And I know Nick and a few others have been, Nick Marotta and a few others have been, sending messages back and forth about what's available these days. And he's got a Coco 3 as well. He said he's going to dig out as well too. So keep looking forward for some videos from him. And that's it for quote-unquote real news. If anything happened this morning, I have no idea because I've been busy. So the next batch here is Pets Ask Jim 1 on YouTube has got his normal plethora of dragon games. I'm trying to pick ones that are a little bit more unique or ones that we've not seen in North America before. So first one up is called Oil Recovery. It's a basic game, strategy game.
Recycle game.
Oil recovery.
Man, wow.
Stop stabbing your phone to death. Charge your device with ease.
Yeah, pretty intense graphics for an oil recovery game. Worst thing is, before I left this morning, I actually cleared all the ads up here. I purposely played them long enough to get ads. Of course, YouTube noticed I paused it for too long and threw back in.
Get that Brave browser.
So it's got a grid that you go and you do the digging for oil type thing. So it kind of reminds me of like a text version of wildcatting a little bit. And I don't know if the dragon got wildcatting from Tandy. I'd assume they probably did. Anyway, I won't play the whole video, but this one's called Othello, which of course we've had numerous versions. And this one is weird because it actually has instructions where it displays this little title screen. Oh, go away. In graphics, and then immediately comes out, and then on the second version that he tries running, it tells you to type run again to get it to run. So I'm not sure why they did that.
Let's see if you're paying attention.
I mean, it's just your basic Othello game in low-res graphics. So.
All right. Othello for the dragon.
Yeah. Odyssey, which until I noticed the spelling, I thought was an Australian game. Apparently not. Is a basic game, but it's a fishing game where you have to dive your bird down to get fish out of the water, but you also have to protect your nest on the top of the tree at the edge of the water because there's things coming up the tree to try to steal your eggs or whatever it is. So it's actually fairly interesting gameplay. Now it's basic, so don't expect miracles, but it was rather unique. I've never seen a game that kind of did this type of thing.
All right. Dropping fish.
Putting ads. A little bit of instructions at different points depending. There's different levels of fish. Keyboard or joystick.
Can we get? Can we move it? Okay, there we go. All right.
So you have the bird that's flying around the top, the orange bird, and then you got those 3 rows of fish at the bottom. Your nest is that purple tree with the nest on the top. And it took him, the guy who's playing the Pets Ask Jim here, a while to figure out what exactly he had to do. So you'll see him flying around aimlessly, and you have to hit a certain key, I think, when you get to the water to dive in. So you float above the water. But you'll see things, crawling up the tree and trying to get at the nest. So you have to, double back and go knock them down. And like here, you can see that little guy's crawling up to go steal eggs.
Oh.
So you can just, throw them off.
You're protecting your eggs.
Yeah, and feeding them as well, or your young or whatever it is. So
should have called it Shark Tank.
Shark Tank.
Maybe those are piranhas. I don't know. Next up, I expect Sharknado for the Coco.
There you go.
I don't mind the colors.
Yeah, I mean, considering the color set he chose, he actually didn't do too bad with them. The interlacing on the bottom there, or crosshatch, I should say, actually does give kind of a nice bluish color, so it kind of fits. And not bad speed for a basic game.
Oh no, not at all.
And there was a bunch of these. There's the company Applied Systems Knowledge did a ton of arcade style or educational games with some arcade elements to them, I should say. So they did a whole series of them. There's Number Puzzler, Number Gulper, Number Chaser, blah, blah, blah. Each of those has many sub-games. And if I display them, I'll be like about 30 videos to show. So I'm just going to just throw a couple in here just as examples.
Actually, they did pretty good putting that logo on there.
Yeah. Here comes an ad, I bet. Oh, maybe not. Fast forward a bit. Okay, fast forward quite a
Is
bit.
this a 7-Eleven game?
It has the self-test?
Yeah. Self-test in this case is not self-testing the game code. It's self-test as in you're just testing your own math skills. Yeah, I thought that too. I was going, what? Is it going to analyze a ROM or something? What? So yeah, basically it's just, they're educational games. Some of the other ones are a little bit more interesting though. I can't remember if this is one of them or not. Let me see. Let's fast forward. So this one's Number Puzzler. And so as a self-test, but now you get different speeds you have to do in the game itself. And you can pick which type of math you're doing. And they put in nice big fonts so you can read it if you're half blind. So imagine we had a couple companies in the States that also did these whole series, like they were basically educational game companies. There was the Learning Company that did a lot of the Sesame Street related ones and a few others too.
Reader Rabbit.
Sugar Software was another one.
Yeah, and then Mech out of Minnesota, the original Oregon Trail.
Yeah. Yeah, there was quite a few. Sunburst or Sun something or other had quite a few too. Cross-platform. So this was one more unique to the Dragon. So it was interesting to see what their educational system was generating. And this one here is a little bit different. This is one had some arcade style elements to it. So you get to pick which vehicle you want to play, and there's different, gameplay mechanics a little bit between them. It's not just replacing a shape. I just have one in here just to demonstrate here. So I think I chose the Jalopy one here in this case. And then keyboard or joystick. So in this case here, I think you have to take the multiplication on the very top, and then you have to move into the lanes between the numbers on the top of the lane. So your answer has to be within that range type thing. So then you move back and forth and you drive through and you can hit cars if you get it wrong. And I don't know how that warp forward thing works, but I thought it was a rather interesting way of doing it. An educational game rather than just punching in raw numbers like the previous demos were.
Looks good.
Yeah. Next up, Night Flight. is a airplane simulation done in BASIC. But I like the way he drew the. Bugger off the ads already.
You want to be an IT pro, so you must have remote monitoring and.
I like the way he did the whole drawing the title, because that was actually a discussion on Facebook about what games did that first. And here's a game from '83 done in BASIC that was doing it, kind of handwriting it out. Now, because it's supposed to be a flight simulator in BASIC, don't expect miracles on the actual gameplay.
All right.
Instructions, how much fuel you want.
I'm being told Jim Gary has already ported this while you've been talking to the MC10.
I don't even know if you're serious or not.
No.
That could very well be true, for all I know. Like I said, don't expect miracles. The gameplay itself is not the greatest thing, but I just like the whole handwriting, to take the time in BASIC to draw all that out. It takes more patience than I would have. Next one up is Pit Fiend, and I think we showed a brief clip of this a long, long time ago. And Pocket Money Software was kind of the Novasoft of the UK, where the games were a lot cheaper than normal. A bit of a musical interlude to start.
Little ragtime, Scott Joplin.
Yeah. And it randomly generates the maze, and then it throws you in it, and away you go.
Oh, yeah. I think we've talked about this game before.
Yeah. So you collect pieces, and you go up and down levels and stuff here. So it's actually a fairly... It's a maze game, basically, but it's a pretty intense one, and fairly large, too. So fair bit of replayability. It randomizes the maze, from what I can tell at the beginning there somewhat, so it's not the same game every time.
And
the replayability is good on that, too. So
color set is pretty good here.
Looks like Charlie Chaplin.
So an interesting little game. I think we could probably improve the palette a little bit with the Coco VJ or the Coco 3, like Nick and I did with some, and then was it Brendan and Pear that did the other one? The Coco VJ version, I think.
Well, yeah, you could use black instead of green.
Yes. And kill the border too.
Yep. Oh, scary monster.
Next up is Photo Finish. This is a basic horse riding game with some memo routines, just for a little bit of music at the beginning and then to do some scrolling. We showed a horse racing game, or horse betting game, I think it was earlier, which is basically just low res graphics. This actually uses high res, so it looks a little more impressive.
And do we assume all of this is on the Dragon Archive, worldofdragon.org?
I think most of it is. I'm not sure if everything is. There's one or two that I tried to find before that actually weren't. So I got to find out where Jim's getting all these images from. There's your prices for betting on the horses, etc., and then you get to the actual race here.
Yeah.
Animation could have been a bit smoother for the horses running, I think, instead of this kind of choppiness, but the overall looks actually pretty good.
Graphic, though. Yeah.
Most of the ones I've seen have been like, semi-graphics 4, so it's just like a couple of blocks of a color or something represents a horse, but this actually looks pretty decent. If it ran at a smoother clip, animating the horses like that right there,
ooh,
then it actually looks pretty decent as an animation. Next up is Pedro. That's the title screen.
Mm-hmm. Great graphic. Oh, this is
That's the flower game.
This is the flower game again.
Oh, I played this on the Coco before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been ported to the Coco. This one I had a while ago too. And I'm trying to remember, what was the mission here? You had to grow flowers or something?
Yeah, and some bugs will come and eat them. You have to plant
Got the little
flowers.
walls
and
for the
bugs.
bugs.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to play this game. I used to love this game.
Oh yeah, I had this back in the day.
I didn't know it was called Pedro.
The version I had didn't even have that title screen. That was new.
Mine either. So there's dirt in the bottom.
Oh yeah, and the
seeds,
box in the bottom. That's right.
And then bricks to build the wall.
It's a cool little game, though. Like you said, it's a pretty good distraction.
And the color palette's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, green for grass and ground works in this case. So, and bricks are red. That works too.
All right, I think you know.
Anyway, it keeps on going, gets more difficult. So, pretty well you can see there.
All right.
And the last one I have for today is called Pen Gammon. I don't know why they called it that specifically, but it's a backgammon game written mainly in BASIC. It's not the same as the backgammon we had from Radio Shack. Fast forward, and there's a bunch of directions and blah, blah, blah. Let's go to the graphics side. Here we go. So this is where you can see it's definitely in BASIC. But it's a pretty nicely drawn out board. I haven't played backgammon in so many years. I've actually kind of forgotten how to.
Yeah, I don't remember
I have no idea.
how to do that.
Definitely a busy screen. Anyway,
Looks nice.
that's
All right.
all I have for this week. Like I said, if there's anything that came on to the news cycle this morning, I have no idea. So if you guys know anything, please feel free to
Okay.
pipe in and mention.
We did have a couple late additions.
All right. Well, why don't we go to Eddie's been waiting pretty patiently. So why don't we go to Eddie, and then if you have some additions to that, Mark, we can then go back to you. Eddie, are you out there?
Yes, I'm there.
Oh yeah. Let's. Why don't you go ahead and grab the screen and show us whatever you have going on.
Well, basically, the only thing I can bring today, but maybe on another day I can set up something more something more relevant. But today, what I could show you is basically what a friend does with the electronics I can't repair.
Mhm.
He's also quite a good repairman, so he also fixes old stereo radio and everything. So but he's doing these I'll use a flashlight because now the sun has set.
Mhm.
So I'll use a light to maybe that's too bright, but anyway
Oh,
you see
we can see it. We don't need the light, I don't think.
so
Yeah.
basically, he's reusing to make different kind of jewelry. So that's one example. And
So your friend is taking some old parts and converting them into jewelry.
exactly,
Okay.
his name is Benoit Huot, and he's actually quite gifted. So you probably recognize some of those parts coming from hard
what is-
drive.
That looks
What
like a
is
golf
that?
tee.
What is
Sorry?
that?
This comes from a big SCSI hard drive, I believe, if my memory is right. So
I thought it was a golf tee.
no, well, could be a little bit small, but and here's one last example I have. So
Now, are you married, Eddie?
sorry.
Are you married?
I may say so, yes.
Well, you should have your wife come out with the jewelry on.
Yeah, well, yeah. Next time. Well, he's also making,
necklaces.
necklaces, and he's gonna try to make some, rings out of this also. So
Well,
quite a
Cufflinks. Need
Ken,
cufflinks.
we have a comment in the chat from Ken Reichert. He said, if those earrings fall off, you may have a chip on your shoulder.
well. It also
Groan.
it also
Someone is challenging Samuel Gimes there.
This bad joke brought to you by Nightmare Highway.
Nightmare Highway.
it also helps with your memory skills.
Very good. I see what you did there. Yes.
Now, Eddie, did you say that you're also into astronomy also?
Oh yeah, well, I got many how can I say, many interests, and maybe you and I'm speaking to Ron.
Yeah.
Maybe we can plan something so we can share the northern sky here with your southern sky.
Okay, cool.
Maybe next time, if you agree, I could show you my MSX musical computer. It's a Yamaha CX5M2 MSX computer that was dedicated to music. Actually, it had many software included in the ROM, and it was also designed to work with the Yamaha DX7 synthesizer, which revolutionized the music in the 80s. So,
boy, if Dave O'Connor was here, he would probably be excited to join with you.
Yeah.
Have you seen David O'Connor's stuff from Australia?
I heard, but I heard and I've read a couple of his. I think he wrote a couple of articles about music and the Coco, I believe, and but no, I haven't had the chance to talk to him or to see that.
Yeah, he would be a good one to hook up with.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. And thanks. Actually, as a matter of fact, thanks, Ron, for inviting me today. It was
sure.
Great.
That's my job. That's what I do here. Right, guys?
That's right.
Well, it's either that or you have lunch with them.
Well, sometimes
do
I
that
would
too.
love.
Yeah.
The winter has finally arrived here in Quebec, and we got lots of snow. So skiing is good. And as a matter of fact, unfortunately I have to leave all of you because I'm ski patrol and I'm on duty tonight. So so thanks for all. Thanks to all of you for having me on the show, and looking forward to be with you probably next week.
All right.
How far from Ontario are you?
Sorry?
How far from Ontario are you?
I'm in Quebec City, so
okay.
Yeah, I'm about 4 hours from.
I'm in Ottawa.
From Ottawa, yeah, I know you're from Ottawa, so
yeah.
I'm about 4 hours, and I think we chatted already, and I'm in Ottawa maybe once every month.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's right.
I'm the one.
Yes, you're the one. I remember that conversation now. Okay, I'm getting old.
So
awesome.
All right. Well,
thank you all, and have a great day.
All right.
See ya.
You too. Thanks for popping by.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you, Eddie. And Curtis and Mark, are we going to talk about OVCC?
I'll let Mark take it away. I had seen that. It was a little bit buggy for me and a few other people in the Coco list, so I didn't want to mention it right off the bat as news. But as a preview, and the fact that the project's actually moving forward.
Yeah,
it sounds like, Mark, you didn't have some of the issues we did. So
no, I installed the 201B of VCC and then copied the OVCC executable over the top, and I was able to load the MPI DLL and then load the floppy cartridge and the hard disk one, and actually start booting Nitrous 9.
Well, Mark, can you explain kind of what the updates are? And I know everyone's been waiting for a VCC update for a long time. So what can we expect when it's completed?
So on the Coco mailing list, one of the biggest complaints about VCC is that the 6309 support's not accurate. I guess it's a divide instruction or something.
There's a few instructions missing, not just the hardware divide, but hardware divide and hardware multiplier are two of the ones that were missing completely.
Right.
And I think some of the bit instructions were missing as well.
Hard crashes and it totally trashes out. So the guy who did OVCC, Walters and Body, I think.
Yeah,
that's pronounced. Yeah, he basically patched up the 6309 C module and recompiled it. And Curtis was able to, at least initially with some futzing with the ini file, get it to boot and not crash.
And I actually ran some of my Basic 09 tests where it did crash before, give you an unimplemented instruction and then just exit, and it went right through the test, no problem.
So a couple different people, Bill Pierce, I think, and a couple other people were trying it, and they were having problems with the menus. I didn't really notice the problem with menus. I was running on a 32-bit Windows 7 system with 2 gigs of RAM, and so I just installed a fresh copy of VCC 2.0.1b, and then just overwrote the executable with Walters, and it started up. I was able to load up all the stuff and get basically.
Yeah, we were trying to determine if it was an OS related thing because I'm running 64-bit Windows 7, so I don't know if that had something to do with it. And some other people were running 64-bit Windows 10, and they had issues too. So maybe it's 64 versus 32 he's using.
Maybe, yeah, because I was doing on a 32-bit Windows 7, so that might be. I'll do some more experimentation, but yeah. So yeah, at least I got to start up with the weird background color, the black and the blue and Nitrous 9.
Yeah, the palettes are still screwed on the VGG screen, but yeah, the biggest news on that is that the 609 core seems to be working. I haven't ran every single instruction to see if he's fixed them all properly, but definitely the hardware divide, hardware multiply is fixed and is running.
That is a step forward for everybody.
Yeah, well, ease of use beta, that was actually one of the things I was kind of trying to figure out myself what I was going to do with ease of use beta 5, because there is some basic 9 optimizations now that will break the old version of VCC and will not run at all. And if you have a packed program, like some of the games and stuff are, they will also crash. So I was trying to think, should I just drop support for VCC until something happens? I may not have to worry about it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So that's encouraging. Let's see, other late news items that I pulled off of Discord this morning.
Yeah, I saw there is a new Coco and Joey, which we can do after the break.
Exactly. And somebody was asking to be added to the Coco map. The Google map has people around the world. So that came up in Facebook. So
we should see that. Look at it sometime.
Yeah, I bet you there's a pretty large Australian contingent now.
Yeah.
I posted it in the Zoom chat if you want to link to that, Rob, and bring it up.
Which one? The Coco and Joey?
No, the Facebook request for the Coco map.
Come on, guys. You all know Australia's not real.
It's down under. I know that much.
It's fake.
But we're good actors.
That's right. Rick is a great actor.
Oh, okay. That is the okay. Yeah, I can share that.
Cowabunga.
They're basically in Pennsylvania, right?
I am having some slowdown, maybe because I'm streaming. Do you want to pull that up, Mark? It's not. Oh, now it loaded. Hold on. Here we go. Okay, nobody in Romania yet. Hold on. Share. Cancel. Oop. Cancel. How do I? Here we go. Share. Oh, I should not do this. This broke my whole system last time. So, if someone else wants to share that, I learned the hard way not to share my screen when I'm not gonna mess with it. So
Mark, do you have the ability to share it there? Or?
Does anyone else want to throw up the Facebook link?
One moment.
Yeah, this is a professional operation in.
That's right.
It's low gear, folks. It's in low gear, the granny gear.
Where is the new Coco and Joey, by the way? While we're waiting on the map.
You can probably find it at was it CocoandJoey.gracenote.ca.
Oh, okay.
My apologies. Normally I would have this stuff all queued up here, but
has anyone noticed the raging fire behind me?
Yeah, you should put that up before your monitor gets wrecked.
Yeah. There
we go.
Oh wow, there's quite a few up in
there we go.
Europe now.
Yeah.
Now Barcelona, is that Paris Surat, I would presume?
Good question. Yep, it is.
Okay, I think we can
my
see
my partner in crime for 609 stuff.
That's right. He needs to clean up his backyard. That's you can see right down there. All right.
Let's see who's in Denmark.
Who's in Austria?
Oh, we'll find out here in a moment.
Okay.
There's Fedor, and this should be Simon.
Where is it printing? We're being blocked by. Oh, it's on the left.
Far left.
On the left. Yeah, far left. So.
Simon Jonason.
Yeah, actually, Vienna. There we go.
Johan
Johan Klausk.
All right.
Cool.
Now Antarctica. I mean Australia.
We'll have to get them on the show, huh?
We
with
should.
subtitles. Yeah, with subtitles.
So this over here is probably going to be Titanium Studios, would be my guess. Yep, Jason Lee. And who's that? Emmett Donnelly. It's Western Australia, Perth.
This is a big country, isn't it?
Yep.
What is it, the size of Texas?
We have Martin Crockett. And
A lot bigger than that, I would guess.
Yeah.
Chris Dent. We don't have David O'Connor on here. He does have 2 other people in Adelaide.
Oh, and more of Nick's neighbors?
Yeah, I think Nick's way over here, though.
On the right.
Yeah, that's right around the corner, though.
Where?
Go up.
Just a boomerang's
Oh,
throw
there's-
away.
Mark McDonald.
McDougal, yep.
Oh, sorry, McDougal. Sorry. So I think, where are we in here?
Porter of Lode Runner and other things.
Bryce, Anthony Hobart.
Yeah, Bob DeVries used to be one of the big OS9 guys in Australia.
There's Nick. Almost on
Nick.
the Nick.
Nick, you're by the water, huh?
Yeah, that's right. Close.
Here at Ottery. And up here we have Eldfoot. It's kind of cool, bop around and look at various people. This should be Structus Productions. Yep, Brian Joyce.
And the one up in the middle, is that Bryza?
Yeah, that should be go left. The one there, that should be Brazier.
Yeah.
That's Brian Palmer.
Bryza's,
Yep.
Bryza's he's in the bush.
That's where they filmed
No, he's
the
in the
original
desert,
Mac-
really.
That's
Yeah.
where they filmed the original Mad Max.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
Yeah.
There's up to 2 here.
Hey, Mark, can you post the link to the map in the chat?
I did.
Oh, did you already?
I posted a link to
Can you put it in the YouTube chat so that everybody can
Yeah, I'll put it there.
Sure.
Hold on.
Sure.
Hold on.
Otherwise, it's just private to us. That doesn't help anybody else.
Hey, Nick, have you ever been to Tasmania?
No, I haven't.
Are there any devils over there?
The Tasmanian devils, there's some, yeah.
What exactly are they?
It's like a big dog.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
People in the Philippines do.
They don't spin like in the cartoon, I don't think.
They don't make a little tornado when they run?
No.
No.
Only if they have bad gas.
Should do South America since it's here.
So you say you've never been there?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, we were trying to track down a software author from Tasmania who actually made a program that Nick and I are both interested in too, but we can't seem to find him.
Oh.
There's Diego in Uruguay, and there's somebody in Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Well, I wonder, is that cold down there, do you think?
It's summer right now.
It's summer down there right now.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
mean in the winter. Because
It's the coldest part of Australia, because it's right down the south.
Yeah, I mean, Australia right now, like, what have you been sitting at, Nick? 100, 104, 102, something right now?
In Fahrenheit, yeah, we had that yesterday. Stinker of a day.
Got people in Colombia too.
No, the guy in Puerto Rico, I wonder if he got wiped off when that hurricane came through.
Luis Garcia. Somebody in Costa Rica also, Chester Patterson. And then here's Florida.
Yeah, there's some Stevie guy who lives there somewhere, I think.
Down here. There's Vince, West Palm Beach. Oh, Port St. Lucie. Oh.
It's not even Steve.
No, well, I think it's this camera right here.
Where's
Yeah.
Paul Shoemaker? He had joined earlier today. Want to acknowledge him. Thanks for joining earlier, Paul. Doesn't he live in up north somewhere?
No, he lives in Texas.
Oh, really?
Oh.
And then we've got John Laurie just joined the panel as well. Hey, John.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey, John.
Hey, John.
Hey, John.
Howdy.
Yeah, anybody who's watching today who's not on the map there, if you want to kind of join up and hit the Facebook group as we put in the link to it in the YouTube chat, should be showing up in the other chats too, and on the recording. Please feel free to join so we can kind of see where everybody's located. And you might find, some fellow Coco people nearby you and, have a mini club meeting over coffee or something.
Of course, if you go to Saskatchewan, it's pretty thin. There's this guy in Saskatoon and somebody to the east of him. And
Yeah. Who's in Regina?
Good question. Denny Wilson.
Oh, okay.
You say there's in the YouTube chat or?
Yeah, there's a link to the Facebook map of everybody.
Sean Wheeler and D. Bruce Moore in Winterpeg.
I am not seeing it here.
Did I do it right?
Oh,
Yeah,
I see it in the YouTube chat.
It's posted.
It's from OG Stevie Strobe.
That's right.
Who's that guy in Portland?
That's actually me. There's nobody in Portland.
Is Glenn Soggy on the map? I don't know if he joined the map or not. Because
I
he's
don't
in
know.
Oregon too.
No, I'm the only one that's listed in Oregon.
Okay.
I know that
He's not active in the community, but I mean, as one of the image producers, we've interviewed him before. So,
Right.
and he retired from Chicago and just moved to Oregon a year or two ago, I think.
Mr. Inman, are you from California?
Mr. Inman. I don't know if I'm on the map or not on the map, or I
Or
wouldn't
your
be
old
in
address or your new address? Or...
my old address, new address. I don't know. Those are probably what? Steve Bjork, Wayne Campbell.
Yeah. Mark Blair. Yep.
Can somebody post the link in the YouTube chat or something?
I did already.
It's there. I'm looking at it in the YouTube chat right now.
That should be the last entry.
It's right after you said, "Can someone let me in the meeting?"
Yes.
The Facebook link?
Yeah.
Oh, the YouTube.
I posted it everywhere, including Facebook. But yeah, it's in YouTube. I can I'll repost it in the Zoom chat, John, in
No,
case.
I got it.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
I had to follow the Facebook link to get to the map link.
Yes, to the map link. Yep.
Am I listed? Am I one of the Jersey people?
You can be if you're not. I don't even know if I'm.
I put myself in the Facebook group, but
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't.
This is a Google map, though, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a Google map.
I've got my Facebook pretty locked down, so I don't even know if I
I'm
have
not
my
listed.
location.
because
I
I'm right
had a
where
heck of a time getting on the map, so I don't know who adds them, but I had a heck of a time getting that done.
Stevie does.
Stevie.
Yeah, I'm not listed because I'm right where that number 36 is.
That Facebook link he posted says
Above Long Branch.
give him
I'm
an
in
info.
Petersburg.
Yep. So
That's
yeah.
where I am.
All right.
Think I'm
Well,
on there.
It's gonna-
respond to the Facebook.
Yeah, I did.
Yep.
How do you add yourself to the?
You
Now.
don't. There's a couple of people who are in charge of it.
Message Stevie.
Yeah. Post on the thing, and we'll tell Stevie to check the Facebook
If
thread.
you'd like to be on the map, hit me up with your name, city, state, zip code, or your country's equivalent. That's the Stevie.
Okay.
Who's?
Do we want to, Mark? Can you pull up Joey and Coco while you're?
Is that Nick?
Yeah, I probably can here.
Nick?
Me? Yes?
Yeah. Was that you who said send you the name and all that stuff?
Yes, to Steve Strobridge. Send your...
Yeah, post it in the Facebook group.
Yes. You can also send any complaints to Steve Strobridge about the show. Threats.
Particularly today, since he's not here to defend himself.
Is it Joey and Coco?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
For some reason, there's been no doorbell today when people are joining, so I apologize for those of you who've had to wait.
Okay, so that was Coco, Joey and Coco number 1. This is one we're supposed to be looking at today. What are these black things?
Now that I hope this is going in a good place. Okay. What
You will have to read it out for the audio podcast listeners. though.
Audio podcast. What are these?
I'm trying to. Okay, is that get that off the screen there? No, go away. Okay, so I get to narrate it, huh? Okay, first frame of the cartoon. So Joey is talking to his Coco. He says, "It's the new Radio Shack computer catalog. Now that you have a colored TV, it's time for some upgrades."
Wait a minute.
What? Wait a minute, what?
It's not matching what I'm seeing.
He's right.
Oh, he's
Okay.
right.
He's right. Keep going.
All right.
Okay, second frame. So Joey's looking in the catalog, says, "Let's see, extended color basic is $99 plus installation. Oh, and it needs a 16K upgrade for just $119 plus installation." And then he says, "That's at least $250. And the Coco tells Joey, "Better aim lower, kid." And so he says, "Here, $4.95. Oh, it's a dust cover. Wait, what are these black $24.95 things?" And then it says, "Get them. Those are beauties."
I'm assuming he's talking about game cartridges here.
No,
I think he's talking about
Black
joysticks.
Beauties.
Black
Memory
Beauty.
the joysticks. Okay.
Memory chips?
Black Beauties.
Joysticks. The cheapy analog joysticks.
Oh yeah, the beauty should have given away. Sorry, I'm being retarded.
Well, he's all.
Yeah.
If you look at a picture, he's holding it in his hand too.
He's looking at the catalog. So,
Oh, I thought it was the joystick he was holding. Oh, never mind.
No, he's looking at the catalog. He's wishing. You know, it's coming up on Christmas time.
Okay, apparently we're having trouble interpreting this one.
Bruce,
sorry, Bruce.
Yeah,
I
I think we'll have to have Bruce on next time to go through that. But
he does much better at the dramatic readings.
That's absolutely
I knew it
right.
was joysticks, but I thought he was holding one.
Everyone,
Which would make sense.
let's take a break and come back with some Commodore talk. Today is the World of Commodore in Toronto, and we've got a member of our community who's out there. And so let's take a break and be right back after these messages.
All situations depicted in this trailer actually happened. This true story has been anonymized to protect the guilty. Starting in the dead of winter, a group of bored teenagers blew stuff up, learned code cracking, learned phone phreaking, hijacked and hacked. No system was safe. No one could catch them, or so they thought. A true story at the dawn of the internet. System hacked.
And we're back. I'm gonna change the title here, which has been the entire show. I've had Ron Delvo's garage up, but that's okay. Commodore Talk.
Why?
I just never changed.
We like all things retro. There's nothing wrong with that.
I do.
That's for Retro Talk, though, not CoCoTALK.
Yeah. Not
You
into
can
it.
mention though, because Jim is there, and I mean Jim does.
Yeah, Jim is there, and I have a Coco tie-in for that. So if somebody can share the two links that I had referred in the Zoom chat, that would be helpful, so I don't break everything.
Talk to you later, guys. I gotta fly.
Bye, Terry.
Take care.
Hey, Brian.
And I think David Ladd might have a Commodore update as well. So maybe Mark, I can deputize you again.
Should probably do a commercial.
Well,
What do you want me to do?
we can go to another commercial. We just did a commercial. Yeah, can you share those two links that I put in the Zoom chat?
T-Bug? Okay.
Yeah, T-Bug.
Let me pull these up here.
The second link, well, I don't remember which one has Jim Brain's picture, but we can start with Jim Brain.
Okay, I'll get them both up here and then figure out which one has Jim Brain's picture in it, since he is a friendly guy to the Coco.
That's right. While we're waiting, David Ladd, are you out there?
First one. All right. Okay, I'm ready to
Guess
share
not.
again here.
Okay. All right, go ahead and share.
Let me find the right
those
window
links.
here. That should be that one.
Jason's trying to get in on Zoom too.
Thank you.
Whoever's in
Stop
charge of that.
Got him. All right, so today is the World of Commodore 2019, and friend of the community, Jim Brain and Retro Innovations, is out there. And I thought we'd just kind of walk through what the... they don't have much of a website for the actual event. This is more of the user group website. But if you start to pan down there, Mark, we've got we've got a company, JPPBM, who does Epic's joysticks, snapshot cartridges, and some software. We've got the Pet Users Group, Retro Innovations with Jiffy DOS, Easy Flash, and the 64 NIC network interface card. Can you move down lower?
Yep. You getting there?
It's not moving.
Really? Sorry, I can't see the main window here. So.
Oh.
Sorry, I did scroll down. I have down to double-sided games at the top of my web browser screen.
Okay.
One moment here. Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't prepared to do that.
No, that's okay. I can post the links in the chat. Oh, there we go. Double-sided games.
Right.
Vintage is the new old. They've got dust covers and I guess a lot of other stuff. We can go over to the other link and see the
Sure.
agenda.
Did that refresh there for you?
You know,
How about now?
it did refresh. I just wanted to go down to the agenda.
I just saw you scrolling there, but so it seems to refresh.
Yeah. Schedule?
Yep. We got Hacking Gecko OS, Life After Commodore, Bare Metal, C64 emulation on the Raspberry Pi. They've always have new games for the Commodore computers. Introduction to C64 OS. I don't know what that is. A video playback with the 1541 Ultimate. Now the 1541 Ultimate is a Coco SDC type of device. So I'm guessing that will also do something similar to the way that
yeah,
we've had video playback that comes out of the Coco SDC.
Yeah, I think I've seen that. I think it's like it looks like a little mini 1541 drive with a little SD card slot in the front.
That's the SD2 IDC or IE.
Okay.
Yeah, there are several SDC options for the Commodores.
Yeah.
But the 1541 Ultimate emulates the 1541 drive cycle exacts.
Yeah, and that's a cartridge. The 1541 Ultimate, which is at ultimate64.com, is a cartridge that goes in the back and gives you a network or Wi-Fi access, and you've got all your Commodore programs on that. It's also built into the Commodore 64 Ultimate 64 motherboard as well.
Yep, and it also supports the turbo, like the Epix Fast Load.
Yes.
And other turbo card. There are many turbo options to speed up the disk access on a Commodore.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to share that, and hopefully Jim Brain will have some more, updates for us next week. And I thought you could stop sharing if you want, Mark, and we'd go around the panel and talk about your memories of Commodore back in the day, and kind of, did your friends and family have any Commodore computers? Were you jealous of all the games available with Commodore computers? Did you ever think about switching over? I'm thinking more of the Commodore 64,
yes.
but also the Amiga.
Yes, and kind of.
And I think, Mark, you have you actually owned a Commodore back in the day.
Yeah, I'll start with me. I was mainly an Apple guy. I had an Apple IIe, but most of my family had Commodores, and so I wound up getting a Commodore SX64, which is the portable version. And it's kind of a cool story too. My dad was a high school teacher for a while, and one of his students went out after he graduated and was working. He bought his own Commodore 64 and set up a bulletin board system, dial-up bulletin board system. And so he had bought the SX64 through Comb, which was a liquidator, for $388 plus shipping. And then he wanted to buy the new Commodore 128 when it came out. He didn't have enough money, so he had to sell something. So he wanted to sell his SX. It's like, sure, I'll take that. So I bought it for like $350, and it was in his first owner's, brand new, had the box and everything. Still have the box. And it's got a little scuffed up now, but anyway. So I've had an SX64 since 1986. So
that still wasn't that cheap back then. 300.
No, it wasn't.
No.
$350. Oh no,
Yeah.
$86. But my family had Commodore SX64 and Commodore 64, so I could share software with them, and so I was envious of the graphics and sound. Man, it was just light years ahead of the Apple.
It wasn't that bad for an SX64 because you had a 1541 drive built in, and you had the monitor, and you could basically just take the key. It's like a compact portable.
Yeah.
You put the keyboard up, clip it in, take it off the desk, set it on the floor when you're not using it.
Yeah.
Yep. Mine's sitting in the back room on the floor. 29 pounds luggable. It was a great little computer.
Yeah, I had the chance at one. I didn't get it at the
but
show.
It was my second computer. I just my Apple was my main one. It's the one I word processed on, had the printer and all the stuff. The Commodore 64 was for messing around with. So anyway.
Yeah. Everyone in my community had either an Apple or a Macintosh. I did have one friend who had a Commodore 64, and then when when I was over at his house, we would just play games because it was like the capabilities were so much more than I had with my color computer. But I never really thought about switching, especially after the Coco 3 came out and we had all these different graphics modes. But
Well, that's why you're so touchy about my Coco 2 comment.
No, it's just it just made me laugh your comment.
I'm not the only one. No.
You know what? You know what made me laugh?
Backup from Eddie.
It's literally in this exact same case. Like Tandy didn't even bother to change the keyboards from the Coco Deluxe. The case is exactly the same. So why you would not want to have a Coco 3 capability is beyond me. But I get the nostalgia of it.
Semi-graphics. No, I don't know.
No. Yeah.
It's a nostalgia factor.
Yes. Well, pretty soon you'll have the Gimme X and you can play Audio Spectrum Analyzer.
Oh yes.
Nick just likes being contrary.
That's right. No, I don't.
So, any other Commodore stories, David Ladd? I know you have a Commodore, and you're always learning from it, and mix and matching with your Coco projects, right?
Oh yes, my recent stuff with the Commodore is thanks to input from different people. Strangely enough, in the Coco community that's also dealt with Commodore, I got my C64 finally fixed. Found out the PLA died, and it took the ROM chips with it. So after replacing the PLA and the ROMs, it works very nicely now. And then I've been doing some optimizations to the 1541 drives I've got. I've socketed the VIAs and the 6502 and the ROMs. Thanks to Jim, I got the Jiffy DOS licenses for my 1541s and C64. And I just got my switches in thanks to Jason, Coco Man, telling me to get some decent switches. He's the switch man, so why not ask the switch guy? So I'm planning on putting in switches so that way I can switch between the original kernel ROMs and the Jiffy DOS ROMs, because there are, well, like even on the Coco SDC DOS, there's a few compatibility issues where you need the original disk basic ROM. Well, same thing with the Commodore. So I'm putting in a switch to flip back and forth.
Yeah, and Ken Reichert is saying the only thing his friends who had Commodores could do is play pirated games and type load 8.1, 8.1.
Load star 8.1, yeah.
Yeah, and there's some truth to that because there were so many games and that was primarily a game machine and you didn't have 80 columns. And I always wanted a computer that could get stuff done. And certainly...
there's certainly a large crowd out there that likes to program 6502, and there's a million Commodore demos out there that really show people pushing the Commodore to the limits and amazing things that little engine can do with the SID chip and the graphics. Really kind of helps boost up that slower processor. And my buddy had I have a friend, and we were bumping into each other all the time, so we just kind of absolutely became friends. And he was into Coco, I was into Coco, and I used to come over his house and we would play around on his Coco at his house. And his brother had a Commodore 64, and so we had access to it, and we could play. He had a bunch of games for it. We could play games on it, and we definitely liked the color computer a lot better because the disk drive, loaded a lot faster, and it was just there were a lot of things about the Coco that are better about the Commodore. It's like a 50-50. The Commodore's got its strong points. The Coco has its strong points. And but I always was impressed with the Commodore and really liked it. And even though the Coco is kind of like a first love sort of thing, I follow like Jan Vita and stuff like that in modern times now because the Commodore is definitely a really interesting machine.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Jan
Well,
Beta is
one of the-
good, and I like. I've been following the Gadget UK guy. He's Chris. He's funny.
Mm-hmm. And the 8-bit guy is a Commodore guy at heart.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I'm following his Commander 16 project too.
There are 80-column solutions for the Commodore. The 8-bit guy.
Yeah, they're not great
Juan
though.
did a video on them.
There's not great. He did a couple of the quest for 80 columns on the Commodore 64. He did a video on that. It's not inspiring if you needed 80 columns.
Well, I have a Commodore 128, and that has the 80 columns.
Yes, that was the one that you could actually get something done in 80 columns on.
It also had RGB support too. So
yeah, and they also intended the 128 to be a CPM machine, which is why it has the 80 columns.
And
you can run CPM software on it.
And Terry
Yeah,
Steen
that's
said he liked having the sprites with things like Ghostbusters, but after not having a Y, U, D, or DP register, I walked away.
Well, there's one of the things I wanted to see if anybody's tried yet. I'd like to try at some point. I'd like to use Boise's Liberator 09 in Jim Brain's 6502 to 6510 prototype board he's got. So I'd like to be able to take a 6809 or 6309, stick it in the Liberator, then stick it in that adapter, and then stick it in the Commodore 64. And
rewrite the ROMs.
Yeah, and actually try to use a powerful CPU with a interesting hardware layout and see what kind of goodies can be done with that.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Jim Brain, he has as we know, when Commodore, the only product Commodore released that has the word Super in it, the Super Pet, they had to put a 6809 in to make that Super.
Yeah, and there is a port of OS 9 for the Super Pet.
Yes, you do require a hardware upgrade to add an MMU, and Jim Brain offers that. I was looking for the link for the MMU for that, but then you can run OS 9 on it.
Yeah, so it's always interesting being able to merge different hardware types to get something even more unique out of the merger.
But yeah, that's really what I don't have any other retro knowledge outside of the CoCo, so I've been interested in looking at the Commodore computers and the Amiga for getting ideas for things that I can do with the CoCo. But I really can't wait to get back on the CoCo when I've been on the Amiga for a little while. It's not an ease of use computer.
The Super Pet only works, by the way, when you put it in a phone booth.
Yeah, here it is. I will post the Super Pet OS 9 MMU in the chat. What were you saying? Sorry, Al?
I said the Super Pet only works when you put it in a phone booth.
What?
Change clothes.
Oh, I see what you did. Yes, I see what you did there. That's true.
But I have physical Commodores and physical Amigas, but I bought from Cloanto, Amiga Forever, and C64 Forever.
Yes, you can buy legal ROMs from, they come, the software Amiga Forever includes a free stuff that, you can get the Amiga and the Commodore emulators for free, but if you do want to pay for Amiga Forever, you actually get licensed ROMs. So
Yeah, well, you get a larger number of machines. You get all the machines and all the OSs. The free version, I think, only gives you like a Commodore 1000 capability and Kickstart 1.3. There's a $2 ROM set on the Google Play Store so that you can run the Amiga emulators on your phone. Cloanto sells for $2 the ROM set.
Okay. Well, I just thought the world of Commodore is happening. Jim Brain is our friend in our link to the Commodore world. It was.
Well, I still have Commodore news, so don't.
Oh yeah. What else you have, Al?
Well, I mentioned a few weeks ago that I bought one of the Commodore 64 minis, which is basically like a Raspberry, an ARM computer. It's like a Raspberry Pi inside of a case that looks like a mini Commodore 64.
Right.
I couldn't get it to work with my TV. My TV in my bedroom didn't like my Chromecast. It didn't like my Raspberry Pi. It didn't like my Mac Mini with an HDMI adapter. And it didn't like the Commodore 64 Mini. So I had to do the reverse of what all you guys do. You know, like Jason sells the cable to hook up an S-card adapter to the CoCo. I had to buy an HDMI to composite adapter to go the opposite way so that I could use the composite jacks on my TV, which of course are compatible and they work, to get the C64 Mini to work on my TV. And in fact, after the show today, I have to go track down a powered USB hub because the HDMI to composite adapter needs a USB port to power it, and then I need a USB port on. There are only 2 ports on the Mini, so one is for the joystick. So I need a third port because I have a USB memory stick that has software on it, and it has the latest firmware. And the cool thing about the latest firmware is that it adds a new game called Galencia. And Galencia is like a Galaga clone. And it adds that to the C64 Mini built in. And it's a customized version specifically for the C64 Mini by the author.
Well, that you brought up games, and there's a lot of new games, right? Always coming out for the Commodore 64 and also for the Plus 4, actually, as well. So, you know, hopefully we're starting to get more games come out for the CoCo, and you know,
yeah, C64 Forever emulates the Plus 4, so you could play those games on your PC with C64 Forever.
You can, but now we've got Digger 3 coming out, and we've got Gunstar coming out, and we've got the port of Paul Shoemaker's version of Oregon Trail. I was having trouble thinking of that, so I just kept dragging it up. Yeah, so we've got a lot of games, original and remakes.
And of course, a game that does not exist on any other platform, Nightmare Highway.
That's right, and Ken Reichert pointed out that the Commodore 64 will not run Nightmare Highway. Do not try to run Nightmare Highway at home on your Commodore.
No, you'll melt it down.
And
shouldn't exist on the CoCo either.
And thank you, Tim Franklin. I had noticed that Ron Delvaux was stroking his color computer, and I chose to ignore that.
Well, listen, I have to tell my CoCo that's okay. You're hearing about the Commodore stuff, and it's not going to hurt you, baby.
It's not going to hurt you.
Okay.
You know
Okay,
what?
we were the
Get a room, Ron.
the CoCo was the underdog back in the day, so I don't think we really have any leverage in mocking any other systems.
Hey, as I
I
said,
never considered the CoCo an underdog.
As I said in the VCF West, my posters of VCF West said, take the CoCo multitasking challenge. Don't try this on a 6502. So we have a lot to be proud of.
Exactly. Well, one of those items in the last news item about the Commodore Festival was GEC OS. And GEC OS is an attempt, not a successful attempt, to bring a multitasking Unix-like operating system to the 6502 and the Commodore 64.
Yeah, well that's good, because I was wondering what that was, and good luck with that, Commodore community.
Yeah, it's not anywhere near as finished as Nitrous 9 or Ease of Use.
Yep.
The closest they come is GEOS, but GEOS is only a single tasking.
Yeah, GEOS is just a GUI basically. It's not a multitasking.
Yeah, GEC OS is an experimental operating system for 6502 incompatible processors.
I had a GUI on my MC10, but I was able to peel it off the back.
There you go.
Little heat judiciously applied comes right off.
All right, well, why don't we, if we're done with Commodore talk, and I apologize and I offer my sorry to anyone who is upset by our 6502 talk today.
We're sorry.
We're sorry.
Go to your safe space.
Go to your safe space. Don't be a snowflake, you Coco people.
No, you got to say it like Nick Marotta. We're sorry, eh?
All right. Well, why don't we come back and we'll do some closing thoughts, and I'll pick a commercial here at random. Why don't let's do Coco Thoughts one more time in case anyone missed it, and we'll go to a commercial. We'll come back with final thoughts.
And now, Coco Thoughts by Samuel Gimes. How can one state that one doesn't like Donkey Kong, but then say Donkey King is bad because it's not just like Donkey Kong?
Hello, this is Grant Leedy with CoCoTALK. Got your Coco 3 yet?
From the makers of the Switcheroo. Wallaby Cable, Color Computer 3 Dual RGB Cable.
This concludes another episode of CoCoTALK, the world's leading live talk show featuring the Tandy Color Computer. For all things CoCoTALK, visit us on the web at cocotalk.live. We'd love to hear from you. Send feedback, suggestions, even segments via email to cocotalk@cocotalk.live.
CoCoTALK is rocking the 8-bit world, keeping the Tandy flame alive. We may be mocked, but we'll never stop, 'cause CoCoTALK is rocking the 8-bit world.
Consider supporting the show with a purchase of merchandise from our retro swag shop at 8bit256.com. If you'd like to become a patron of the show, click the Patreon link at our website at cocotalk.live.
CoCoTALK is rocking the 8-bit world, keeping the Tandy flame alive. We may be mocked, but we'll never stop, 'cause CoCoTALK is rocking the 8-bit world.
CoCoTALK would not exist without the community, its cast, crew, and contributors. Thanks go to Curtis Boyle, David Ladd, Mark Overholzer, Grant Leedy, Bruce Moore, Nick Marentes, Ron Delvaux, Rick Adams, Jason Reichert, Richard Lorbieski, Jim Brain, Tom C., Rob Inman, Mark Bosley, Brian Joyce, Ken Reichert, David O'Connor, Brian Weasler, Terry Steggy, Nick Marotta, John Strong, and many more, especially to Steve Bjork for production suggestions and James Different-Daffer for making my head explode. Please help support the Coco community by visiting some of its various contributors. A list of resources is available at imacoconut.com. That's imacoconut.com. The CoCoTALK theme song is copyright 2008 by D. Bruce Moore and Greg Sheeler. Mixed, mastered, and produced by D. Bruce Moore.
CoCoTALK. Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Last words. Chet Simpson. Last words.
It's a great weekend. I've got all kinds of presents for myself, including a CM8 with a door.
Yay! Now you're just trying to make us all jealous.
Yes, I am. Absolutely.
It worked.
Okay.
Son.
I don't know. John Laurie.
CM8 door song?
Anything?
Give me a minute. I have a phone call I have to take.
Okay. John will be back in a second here.
That's okay. We'll wait for you.
And Jason Reichert, who was at home and is now back in the car. Where are we going, Jason?
We're going to go see some minor league hockey.
That's exactly what I had
Is that-
thought of doing today.
A real sport. That's good.
And that's,
Is that
I think
Sarah
that's why I get
beside you?
accused. She's over there, yeah. And
Is that the Penguins? Hi, Sarah.
actually, we're going to see a minor league team. She can't hear you, but there's a minor league team that's like the two tiers down from the Pittsburgh Penguins, the East Coast or the ECHL, the Wheeling Nailers.
Oh, right, West Virginia.
And right, yeah, which is just on the other side of the river there and down a bit. But I'd also like to say that no 6502s were harmed in the filming of this episode.
I
Oh
certainly hope that.
no, they were nicely petted and polished and worked with.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Creepy David Ladd.
Ken wants to know who the Nailers are playing.
They are playing the Kalamazoo Wings.
Wings.
I love Kalamazoo wings.
And yeah, you get the special Kalamazoo sauce on them. And
yeah.
Funny enough, the Pittsburgh Penguins are playing the Detroit Red Wings tonight in Detroit also. And welcome to Hockey Talk.
So we're already getting complaints about our hockey
You're
conversation.
so close to being Canadian, Jason. You're so close.
Hey, he lives in Toronto after all.
Yeah, I know. That's funny.
All right. Well.
There goes the red and blue lights for real this time.
Oh, really? I don't have.
Okay.
I don't have a soundboard.
Are you getting pulled over?
No, the police just looks like they're off somewhere in a hurry, but actually have the red and blue behind me for real for once, which is kind of funny.
Ooh,
All right.
that was scary.
Any other last words about the your weekend, color computer?
I see Jason is still on the road to my house to hand deliver my Joey controller.
That's right.
It's good to see.
You're gonna love it. It's awesome.
You guys are gonna love this little scene here with music playing. Comes on that DVD you're gonna order.
All right.
Was it
Well,
Roger Taylor's?
Yep. That's a
Ron
real.
is using subliminal.
It's a real fire going on there. You should feel my arm. It's all hot. Right
We
from
need
that
him
fire
to
there.
adapt that program
Who's the
to a
author?
CoCoTALK specific version that shows a dumpster fire.
That's right. That's a dumpster. So who was the author? Somebody asked earlier.
Roger Taylor.
Oh, it's Roger Taylor did this. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. He's quite the guy.
We can see Ron's tape player. He still has a tape player.
Mm-hmm.
And floppy drives.
Oh, yes.
I think John Laurie,
Very
you got
retro.
something playing in the background?
Yeah.
Not me.
Oh.
Me. That's from the software player.
Oh, okay.
It plays 18 songs.
Okay. All right.
All
Well.
at the same time.
All right. Well,
No.
I want to
What
thank.
it sounds like on this end.
Merry Christmas to all of you.
And
Merry
it
Christmas.
does not require a
So
Game
all a
Boy
good night.
cartridge.
All right. Well, I want to thank Nick Marentes, Paul Shoemaker, Brian the Music Man, Shoebring, Ron Delvaux in his famous garage, Jason Reichard, Al Hartman from Jersey, Mark Overholzer, 6502 expert Mark Overholzer, John Laurie from Apple, Chet Simpson, Digger, creator of Digger, Nick Marotta, David Ladd, and in the yes, David. David always brings the enthusiasm. Any parting words, David?
Oh yes, everyone, hug each other and let's make this a great Tandy Radio Shack color computer community. And let's let everybody else rejoice in our fellowship.
Alrighty,
And
You
have
just
a
scared
great
off
day.
half the potential new members to the color computer community with that creepy.
All right, I can hear people turning off their radios, as they say, and I want to thank Dave and Sharon Veery, Terry Steen. We've got Can Make It, the author of Nightmare Highway, Al Hartman, Jay Rimmy, James Jones, Al Hartman, Mark O, Al Hartman, Ken Reichert, Nimble, thank you for watching. Richard Lorbieski from boysontech.com, Tim Franklin, Ben Drakes was here. Hey, Ben. Nimble, J, Remy, Mark O, Mark B. I think Grant Leedy was out there somewhere, and thank you all for watching.
I got one little minor update just to throw in. I just got an update from
Yes,
Discord.
go ahead.
Apparently, Google has started to fix the problem that's causing Discord not to work. And they said, we've started opening the floodgates and are letting users back in. Recovery is proceeding as planned. We'll continue to ramp up traffic levels and monitor. So they're gradually bringing people online. I just tried again. It didn't let me on, but this was only posted literally 5 minutes ago. So hopefully Discord will be back up later this afternoon.
Okay, we've got
now.
breaking news on Discord.
Where were you?
I also want
when Discord went down.
Now, Rob, I have an agreement with Nick Marotta. You have to say his name at least as many times as you've said mine.
I said,
It's in my contract.
Yeah, it is in your contract. I also want to thank Varmland. That says hi from Sweden. Thank you, Varmland. And we had Fred
Got a couple
Dufas,
new
of
people in
course.
chat today.
Jerry Young. We had some late visitors as well. So hopefully I didn't forget everyone. Watch out for the furniture out there on the highway. Stay safe. And
I have one other announcement too. I just remembered.
Curtis,
Oh my goodness.
we're trying to get out of here.
I didn't get my gathered up properly earlier today because of everything going on. The Amigos, they have a monthly club meeting for their local West Virginia, and it's a general retro computer club for all machines. But they're having their meeting tonight. It'll be live streamed on Twitch on their page. And the Coco will be making an appearance for some of the gameplay. Just
What time?
randomly pick.
Local time.
I think it's about 6 or 7 Eastern, I think. Unfortunately, I can't look it up on Discord because I can't get to Discord. But that will be on this evening. It usually lasts a few hours. They mix and match. Like last time, I think they did a Coco. They did some Atari 1200 XL. They did a bunch of
nice.
Our
The
next
Coco 3 is
episode-
coming down for sure, though, so there will be some Coco content on there.
Okay, join Amigos Retros Gaming tonight, and stay tuned for Discord to get fixed. Ken Reichert is calling you El Colombo Boyle, since you always have one more thing.
That's more of a Steve Jobs move, I think.
Yeah.
But there is one more thing.
One more thing. All right. Are we ready to hit the button and put out this dumpster fire?
Oh, yes.
Yes, please.
All of us.
It's
can
just
type
one more thing. It's CoCoTALK with a smaller bezel.
Oh, yes.
All righty. We're out of here, everybody.
Frank.